shot on a fifth flag, Adam Lipscombe.
Oh, that's magnificent for McDonald.
No fundamental errors there, right there. That was incredible. What a way to finish that is.
Johnston.
Game shot on the third leg, Shaun
That could be the moment for McGuirk.
Good evening, darts fans, and welcome to Darts After Dark, your first dose of late night darts here in week 4 of Series 9. And over the course of the last 4 days, we have seen a little bit of Group C, which was very exciting this afternoon, and Jonathan Worsley going through in Group A over the last 3 days. But with Matthew Edgar, over the course of the week, we have seen some great stuff. Tonight, it's going to be really interesting, but this afternoon, we saw Kai Gotthard really stake a claim for what could be a really good campaign.
He was the favourite, wasn't he, to win that group, and he's shown it. He was the touch above in terms of the class, the quality that he's shown in other arenas. He's shown it here now. I think it was Tuesday I said that I think he's the value play to win this week. And on the evidence of what we saw this afternoon, the quality, the composure, the dominance that he's shown, I think that is really good value now to really rival Worsley on Saturday night.
The desire was there as well, wasn't it? Because when he won his first game, he really fancied it. And when he started winning his second and third games, was there really anybody who was going to stop him today?
No doubt whatsoever he's going to win all the games. And do you know what? I look at the group tomorrow and I think who's going to be able to stop him? Because he found levels consistently that other people wasn't doing. So yes, people had flashes of brilliance in there, but consistently eating off that top table, shopping on the top shelf, Kai Gotthard.
We haven't seen the full programme yet. We've only seen 50% of Group C, but we mentioned that Jonathan Worsley has made his way through to another Saturday night, his 8th in a row when it comes to qualifying weeks, an incredible achievement. But Group B will take place and we'll get underway very, very shortly. But Kai at the top of the Group C list, he is in a very good position. Jim Meyer today, he really did put out a bit of a fighting display to get second spot, but there's quite a lot of people who can still qualify to join Worsley on Saturday.
Yeah, but I think they're all playing for one place. We know Gotthard's probably going to take one, so we've got 5 players vying out for one spot. And with that, it does make it a little bit tricky for the players down towards the bottom of the table, which is why that win at the end there for Jim Meyer may just put him in a very strong position. He's got that return fixture tomorrow, win that, and then he's got the cushion over Joe Croft. And at one point, we was thinking Joe Croft might get that cushion and this could all be over by lap 6. So plenty to play for tomorrow from 1 o'clock.
As far as tonight is concerned, we've got Stevie Johnston coming back in. 22 points in Group A, a very good effort, and sometimes that's good enough to win a Group A situation, but he comes into B knowing that he played very, very well on Tuesday and Wednesday.
He did, and he got 4 from 5 victories there, and we can look at this 2 ways. It depends which one he decides to do so. He either goes, I'm coming into this in form, or he comes into this and thinks, I played really well Tuesday and Wednesday, and it meant nothing. I got nothing for it. I've now got to come back and start from zero again. I've now got to come and try and beat these players. And sometimes we see it go that way where people just miss out, realise they got nothing for it, and then they come and they struggle in the back end of the week.
One of those players that he's going to have to go through is Shaun McGuirk, someone who has made plenty of Saturdays here and has shown very high levels. Highly fancied this week as well. It'll be interesting to see what he brings to week 4.
He's making progression, isn't he? When he first started here, he started in a Group C campaign, and you looked at him and thought, maybe there's something there we don't quite know yet. We need to see a little bit more of him. There were some technical flaws of which we picked up on, and he went away and worked on those, which was testament to him. He's now a better player. He's used that. He's gone and won titles. He's picked up 2 titles on the WF circuit. One of them a gold-ranked event, which means he will be taking a place at Lakeside later on this year, which just validates that progression.
What could validate him and his talent is where the odds compilers have got him. And as far as this is concerned, they've got him as the favourite to win this group, ahead of Stevie Johnston at 2-1, Lonsdale at 9-2, but looking at Adam Lipscombe, someone who has become very comfortable playing under this roof, are you surprised to see him at the outside position.
Maybe not so much the outside position, because the last time and he was here a bit inconsistent, but maybe for the price that it is, because I've seen him go up there and have 3 games in a row where he's hit 100 average. I've seen him play really well. He won the pairs here with George Scaife on the Influencers night. Slightly different environment, I know, but it's winning experience, it's winning form, it's getting that feeling, getting that vibe up there on the stage. So I don't think really that anybody should be as big a price as Adam Lipscombe is in this group.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what he thinks about his chances in this group, because a little bit earlier tonight, he was first into the practice room ahead of all of the other players in Group B, and I caught up with Adam ahead of his first match tonight. Adam, welcome back.
Thank you.
You're at home again. You must be looking forward to this week, because what we've said in commentary all the week is this, it's quite open, so this could be the one for you.
Yeah, I feel confident in my frame. I've been playing quite well recently. Had a bit of a bad Saturday last time I was here, but double in, double out, and then bouncing back. Feel good.
Coming off double start back into straight start, will you feel more comfortable tonight?
I actually started with double in all right, actually, but it's still doubling out. But yeah, I feel all right, yeah.
There's always been a rush of ticket sales when it comes to you possibly getting to a Saturday night. Does that come with its own pressures, knowing that there's going to be a lot of people wanting to see you if you qualify?
Yeah, 100%. It also comes with other pressures as well, hoping, like, rather than concentrating on the game sometimes, you're more worried about sort of like a party, innit? Who's going to turn up? And then you sort of like, that's sort of, I don't know. It's one of the things I try and struggle with, but...
So what can you do over the next couple of days to make sure it's more comfortable for you so you can just focus on your play?
Just concentrate on my game and then just do the darts, do the talking. Hopefully, I've had a few messages today, so hopefully, yeah, it should be all right.
What do you think of the group that you're in? Because there's a couple of really big names in here. You've got Shaun McGuirk, and I don't think we should underestimate just how big your name is here.
No, I know Shaun quite well from the Challenge Tour and stuff, and then Tom as well. Never really met Steve, is it? And Shaun, but yeah, it's all right. Yeah, I fancy my chances.
Well, I wish you all the best tonight. Hope you have a good couple of days.
Thank you, Paul. Cheers, mate.
Someone who never over-eggs himself, never bigs himself up, even though he's a big baby. It is his nickname. I'm not casting dispersions his way, but he's 32 years of age, from Portsmouth, and like I mentioned, when you're from this town, and this is where this tournament is based, it does come with its own pressures, because there are people watching tonight thinking, I want to go and see this man on Saturday night, but it's his responsibility to get there first. His first assignment is to take on Tom Lonsdale, who has done pretty well to get himself into Group B, and Owen Binks is your referee this evening.
Adam to throw first. Game on.
What's your take, Matt, on the Adam Lipscombe situation about the pressure of being the home player?
100.
It's one of those, again, that you can sort of spin from either angle, and it depends how he perceives it. Because we could sit here and say what a great advantage it is to have that sort of home field advantage, to have friends and family here, but I agree that with that does add sort of an element of pressure with it, that you are responsible. You're responsible for ensuring that happens. You're responsible for ensuring that this evening is there, and give them the opportunity. And, well, with darts like this,
140.
It'd be a certainty for Saturday night, and it'd be a certainty to give them something to cheer about. But remember the last time he was here, he hit the ground running. I believe it's about 105 average in his opening game.
Looking for an angle on double 12. And he's found it.
On the first leg. Adam Lipscombe.
Yeah, that's not a bad start. 12 darter, just like that.
Second leg, it's Tom.
Making the game look easy.
Game on.
But I think it's irrefutable that Adam is a much improved player
57.
since he made his debut here. When he first came here, he was so eager to make Saturday night.
100.
So eager to be a really good player. Now, he turns up. He knows everything about this place.
41.
He knows more about the opponents than ever. And his true game is starting to come out.
I've been out there this year on the
85.
various tours in various countries. This product is heavily spoken about on the tours.
180.
And with that in mind, there has now become sort of... You know what it's like when you get over and go, oh, this guy's a PDC player, or this guy's a... The phrase, this guy's a Modus player, is now out there. And that carries weight and leverage to it.
121.
And now, Adam Lipscombe, when he's out on those various tours, has that feather in his cap.
136. Tommy
Gives you
Maguire,
confidence.
102.
Especially when you know people are talking about you and what you're doing and your achievements. And he's a tops away from achieving a 2-0 lead.
44. Adam, you require 40. Game shot on
is
the second
2-0 up.
leg. Adam
He's only
Lipscombe.
thrown 26 darts for the first couple of legs. We have
The
not
leg,
had
it's Adam
a
to throw
three-figure
first.
average
Game
this
on.
week. Sometimes when we have a week like we have had, very competitive, but not the
45.
highest of standards, we do wait until Group B to get that standard in the week. And I would be
100.
very surprised if we don't have a three-figure average over the next couple of nights.
100.
As for Tom, it was a decent campaign in Group A,
41.
filled with some good darts, but we both know that there's another level in there. It's just a question of whether he can find it.
40.
About a year ago, I coined a phrase, dart lag, which was my darting version of jet lag, where you've played the Group A,
96.
for which you've been waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to play your darts. You get to Thursday. Certainly if you're anything like me, you wake up at 6 o'clock in the
58.
morning because you've been waking up the last few days at that time. So when the evening comes round, you're actually tired and ready for bed. And since I've been talking about this very thing, I've had countless people that play
134.
Group B after a Group A come to me and say, I know exactly what you mean. I really struggle with that transition from Group A to Group B.
85.
And I
Tommy
watch
Maguire,
it every week
130.
and see that exact same thing. Slow starts, certainly on a Thursday, and then they play better on the Friday when they get used to the new time slot. If that is the case, Tom Lonsdale
54.
and Stephen Johnston could be vulnerable.
$63.
Really
Tommy
interesting
Maguire,
thinking there from
76.
Lipscombe. As Lonsdale goes to get his first leg. His first start at a double.
36.
Gives
you
Adam
require
a chance
110.
to get to 3-0.
$70. Tommy require 40.
This is for a break of throw,
Game
big
shot
moment in the
third
match.
leg. Tom Lonsdale.
because if he didn't get back into it quickly, he could have been run over.
Full flag, it's Tom to throw first. Game on.
I think Tom's done something that is often forgotten about trying to reinvigorate yourself,
93.
re-energize. He's gone out today. He's got himself a haircut. And it's amazing how something as little as that
127.
can just revive you a little bit.
$96.
Well, it's the old
100.
new shoes psychology, isn't it? Was that popular? He made a song on it.
Paolo Nutini.
60.
That is the song, right?
It might be. I'm not very good with the artists, but
I've got my new shoes on and everything's going to be right.
140.
yes, that's the one. Yeah, that's it.
That's the one. So it's the exact opposite of Owen Bates then, because he doesn't
54.
believe in
And
new
we have
shoes. He
134.
just believes in wearing 3 pairs of socks. That is a true story, by the way. We'll get into that if needs be. But Adam has slowed down a little bit since the first
44.
couple of legs. It's amazing how many times that happens. A hot start is usually 2 legs, and then things just seem to dissipate a little bit.
138. Adam, you require 90.
But to break straight back, he needs another for the bull.
47. Tom, you require 60.
Dragged it, didn't he? Held on to it a bit too long.
40.
That was a big moment in the
you
match.
Require 43.
Lonsdale could have been level.
Game Shaun the 4 flag.
And he might not be
Adam
level at
Lipscombe.
any point in this match. Lipscombe's going to have 3 opportunities to get points in his first game.
5th flag, it's Adam to throw
Everything is
first.
truncated in
Game
Group B. You go from a 3-day group to a 2-day group if you're Tom Lonsdale.
39.
You go from 15 games to 8. You're almost doubling the importance of every game.
96.
Adam does have success on that stage.
140.
In the past, he's the former doubles champions, or doubles champion,
96.
in the influencer event, the very first one, with George Scaife.
100.
Who I think set off the influencers event in a way we never imagined. Don't think we expected any influencer to hit a 180 that
93.
day, and he hit it with the first 3 darts. Lipscombe joining in with a look away 180 of his own.
96.
And your line in that game has become a bit famous. Now, hang on a minute.
Well, hang on a minute.
180. Adam, you require 126.
You couldn't have scripted it.
$48.
And Lonsdale's
You
done
require
so well
36.
to get into this position. But unfortunately,
27. Adam, you
there's a
require
little bit of anger
78.
in that last dart. And Lipscombe might make him pay. Double 10.
58. Tom, you require 9. $5.
You sense
required
he
20.
couldn't miss again. But unfortunately, he has. And Lipscombe is on 5s. They're both at it.
No
There's
score.
just a
Tom, you
little bit of a
require
rock,
4.
a bit of a wobble, wasn't there? As if he expected
Game
that
shot on the
double 10
fifth
to be
leg.
in when it left his
Tom
hand.
Lonsdale.
Sometimes when you throw a dart, you think it's in. It can just offset
Sixth leg,
you
it's Tom to throw
for
first.
dart number 2.
Game on.
Lonsdale thought it was in, because it was.
134.
If we go back to the first game of Group C this afternoon, Chris Quantock was in such a strong
99.
position against Jim Meyer. He proceeded to miss 8 darts for the match over a couple of legs.
97.
If he wins that game, Chris Quantock, I'm saying, his day is probably going to be very different. We
100.
can only speculate about that because we can't have a sliding doors moment. But look at what happened to Jim Meyer after that.
100.
He got his best campaign started by winning the first match. That could have easily been
98.
Quantock.
Tom, you require
We have a
107.
situation like that here. And we have...
145.
He's always going to go for it, isn't he? He's even had 107 as a checkout attempt this week. And he went for treble 19 bull second dart. Are we going the distance?
Game shot on the 6th flag.
Oh, that was clinical.
Tom
And that's a
Lonsdale.
14 darter to take us into leg 7.
7th and final leg. It's Adam to throw first. Game on.
Well, Lipscombe could have been off the stage with a 4-1 win not long ago. Now, he's going to dig deep
100.
once again. This just goes to show what you were saying, doesn't it, about how small moments can change a game that can change your
57.
night.
55.
Just remember, he was on 60 with 2 darts. Sliding doors moments, a bit like if he'd hit the single 20,
55.
would he have hit tops? Because he hit tops on 60, he goes on to miss 10s and 5s.
70.
They are the kind of thought processes that can keep a weak-minded dart player up at night. You must forget things like that and move on. Always move
97.
forward. I'm talking from experience, by the way.
80.
At the 2010 World Cup, I had 56 to take Australia to the final. I missed it. In the next World Cup, I had
47.
56 to win it. I missed them both. And it crossed my mind from the
60.
previous World Cup. Sometimes it's better to forget.
$59.
At least Adam's
And
got
you've
6 darts from this position.
136.
And he is going to be on
96.
tops for the match this time.
Lonsdale might not be anywhere near himself.
50.
At least he had his thinking cap on there.
40.
If he'd have gone for the 20s, he might not have left a finish.
20.
He has a
Tommy
chance
McGuirk,
to steal this
128.
game away. But he doesn't get the opportunity.
92. Adam, you require 20.
Can he find the mark this time? He has got it.
Game shot at
And
the
his
mark.
expression tells you everything you need to know.
Lipscombe.
I think Tom Lonsdale understands that that is a game he should have lost maybe a couple of legs ago. But he ends up losing it tight. And like we always say here at the Modus Super Series, if you are going to win, win big. If you're going to lose, lose tight. And that's exactly what Tom Lonsdale did in game number 1. When we come back, we will see Stevie J from Scotland once again, and he's up against Shaun McGuirk.
Hang on a minute.
Wow! Oh my God! Well, that's £100 down the drain already.
Itching to hit the 180.
He's gone for the maximum.
18 for the bull. Bull.
53.
No, he said bull. That's a great first start from Adam. Oh, look at this. He's going to leave Scape. Oh, can you believe it? That is unbelievable.
Get match darts to put his team into the final. And through to the final they go. Charlie Murphy has hit the match-winning dart on both occasions. Double 4 for the title.
Game shot at the match. Please show your appreciation for the winner of the Influencer Pairs event, George Scaife and Adam Lipscombe.
He seems to be out, that's what he is, Charlie Murphy. A couple more visits yet. We're not going to need that.
Bosh.
Pie face is through. He gets
And
there
he's
in the end.
absolutely buzzing.
It was a game that Pie face dominated throughout.
The big baby has started with a win, eventually, as he won by 4 legs to 3 over Tom Lonsdale. And now we turn our attention to the favourite for this group, Shaun McGuirk. He's all smiles at the minute, and he's up against Mr. Energy. That is Stevie J, 29-year-old from Monaghan. Shaun McGuirk is back, and his record here at the Modus Super Series is a very respectable one. 5 Saturdays out of 8 attempts. But this man, who made Saturday the last time he was here, on his 3rd attempt, has got to get into the top 3 over the next couple of nights to make his 2nd Saturday. Technically, he's been here for more than 1 Saturday because he tends to come here the Saturday before he
First
plays.
leg, it's Shaun to throw first. Game on.
He was in the crowd last Saturday night watching Andy Hamilton win. Can he be there on Saturday night once again to see if anybody's watching him win?
He's been so good this week, hasn't he? Stephen Johnston, been very, very
83.
impressive, certainly the last couple of days. When you look at what he achieved on Tuesday and Wednesday, 4 wins from 5, and the style of which it was done.
140.
Surprised with the evidence of what we've seen already that he wasn't installed as the favourite himself,
45.
but I guess they're going with that long-term form and the previous success that Shaun McGuirk's had on that stage.
I'd have to say so. But Stevie J, 87.17 as an average for the week. That is incredibly respectable. Doesn't score a lot of maximums. We've only seen 5
84.
from him over the course of the week. But that's not his biggest strength. He had the 2nd best doubles statistics from the first group of the week.
81.
Only John Worsley was better than him in that department, and boy did he need to be.
85. 140.
When Shaun McGuirk gets the timing of that release right, he can make this game look very simple. He's a very, very talented player. But I think even he's wondering why he's left 19. Okay, this is different.
No score.
And that's why you don't do that. 2 16s.
32.
What does Shane O'Mac
19.
do this time? Here comes the money.
On the first leg, Shaun McGuirk.
Oh, come on, Matt. I just had to do it once.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took
Second leg,
nearly the
it's
whole
Stevens to
first
throw
leg
first.
for you to
Game
do
on.
it.
I don't know why he's called Arrow, but I would have been
100.
very pleased if he went with Shane O'Mac. If he ever went for that, he'd have to get his own baseball jerseys made.
123.
The biggest question is, Matt,
100.
has he got the dark case here?
Do you know, I can't see it. I don't think he has. If he has, he's not stood it up.
180.
Come on, Shane, sort yourself out. Unless he's changed his tactics.
60.
Do you know what? I think you're right. One thing is a little bit different, though. He's using the luminescent
94.
moulded flights, which are a bit like a very famous yeast extract in this world.
100.
You either love them or hate them. $96 left.
68.
He was
Stevie
almost there.
141.
And Stevie J could be left behind if he's not careful.
45.
And the 2
Jamie
graduates
McGuire,
from Group
36.
A are in early trouble.
No
But Shane
score.
can't
Stephen
put him away
McGuire,
just yet.
96.
A lifeline once again. Double top.
Game
That's how you
shot
do
the
it.
Second leg. Stephen Johnston.
Can you imagine if the Modus Super Series was in Scotland?
Game on.
Just imagine the atmosphere there would be for someone like Stevie J or possibly Shaun McDonald, who are you going to see next?
100.
Opportunities presenting themselves so early in this group. We saw Lonsdale getting an extra couple of legs on the board, and Lipscombe pretty much had the job done. And there's Shane McGuirk missing opportunities to break the throw of Stephen Johnston, and he steps in to cash in his opportunity. But the scoring boots aren't quite laced up yet for Stephen Johnston.
Now there you can see the angle of attack for Shane. This is how it works.
140.
Those darts don't go in with a lot of pace, but I assure you these ones do. Very direct.
58.
I wonder if anybody else at this level of darts uses a chunky stumpy.
57.
I mean, what other form of life would you have a chunky stumpy? It sounds like
140.
a Scottish breakfast of some sort.
144.
That's how you recover after a bad first start.
99. Chain required 20.
Double 10 for his second leg.
Game shot on the third.
And that one was thrown very, very well.
Fourth leg, it's Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Feels like a long time since we first saw Shane. When he made his debut, there was a lot of promise.
60.
But he's become a regular fixture here in Portsmouth over the last couple of years. It's October the 3rd today.
100.
It's exactly 2 years and 1 month since we first opened the doors.
100.
Wow. Doesn't time fly?
And the first night was won by somebody from Ireland. And we've seen plenty of Irish talent through the door since then.
85.
Tian, McGuirk, Heenahan, Slevin, McCormick, who we saw this afternoon.
85.
Back in the days when Henry Deacon was our pundit.
140.
We have seen a lot of players, though, that have moved on now to the professional tour and have used this as a vehicle. Ooh. Bit of off-roading for that vehicle there for Johnston.
123.
Yeah, you don't want to go off-road here. 3 perfect darts needed. And a bullseye.
98.
That one just had a little glance
40.
before it tipped away. He's had some wild darts tonight.
Game shot on the fourth.
But he does find the mark on the double 10.
Stephen Johnston.
It's a messy 2-2. That's what I'd say about this game.
Fifth leg, it's Shane to throw first. Game on.
Stevie Johnston is surviving in this game. And Shane will be wondering, how am I not
87.
further ahead?
$96.
You were talking a little bit earlier, Matt, about the things that Shane's been working on.
58.
Would you like to expand on that?
I think when we first saw him, there was certainly, if you remember, the back leg.
135.
He used to move with the throw, which essentially would reset the hips, which would change the shoulder alignment, and then you'd have to open up with the wrist as the body would start to turn and rotate away and just close in on the chest. So keeping that back leg a lot more fixed and firm like he does now just gives him a better foundation.
Yeah, there's a lot less rotation when the dart is thrown. And he's staying more linear.
130.
Double 5. That's better.
On the 5th leg. Stephen
That
Johnston.
12 darter gives Stevie J the lead for the first time in this match.
6th leg, it's Stephen to throw first.
And that was off the back of the Shaun McGuirk maximum.
The game's just come to life all of a sudden, hasn't it? It was a little bit sloppy, both missing opportunities early on, but this is the Stephen Johnston that we saw on Tuesday and Wednesday.
$180.
As far as scoring darts go, that's back-to-back maximums for Shaun McGuirk.
140.
If he gets another, he's on for a perfect 12. Oh, yeah. 3 in a row.
Well, when we talk about 9 darters,
85.
this could be one of the greatest 9 darters, certainly on the Super Series stage.
Way to come back to earth, Shaun. And here's the scary
41.
prospect.
Stephen Everquire, 136.
He could lose the match now.
Well, that's a strong possibility. If he doesn't take out this 100, Johnston after 12 darts leaves himself on tops. Maybe 2 tops.
Surely. That is a wonderful, wonderful check out from a very talented player. We go the distance for the second game in succession. And he threw everything at Stevie J over the last leg and a bit. He couldn't stop him in leg number 5, but he has in leg 6.
There was nothing that Johnston did wrong there. He had the darts. He was on a double after 12. When you've got the throw, if you can go out in 5 visits, you expect to be winning the leg because it forces your opponent into 12, that 125 leg average. It's just 60. On this occasion, his opponent lived up to the challenge.
Let's indulge just for a second, because what we've seen from McGuirk in the last 5 minutes is rather amazing. I'm not going to count that 180 in what I'm about to say. In the last couple of legs, he scored 681 points in 15 darts. And there was a 41 in there.
15.
And then from 181, he doesn't even leave a finish. But just in terms of averages, because I know most people understand that a lot better than any other metric, he's added 20 points onto his average in a matter of legs.
You can't tell me that Shaun McGuirk is not box office. You can't take your eyes off him. He's got the it factor. And what he's done very, very craftily in this contest is that he has not allowed Johnston a match dart.
$60.
He can't believe they're not in.
$144.
They would have given him the points.
He will get another opportunity.
94. Shaun, you require.
You expect it will only be the one.
He's only 3 from 12 on the doubles. Make that 3 from 15 and change it to 4 from 15. Wow, what a great game that was. Stephen Johnston with the fight back to get the 3-2 lead. But then Arrow went unbelievable with 3 maximums in a row over the course of 2 legs. I think that game deserves a bit of a toast. It was fabulous, both averaging over 92, and ultimately it is the Irishman who takes the points, and he wins by 4 legs to 3. Scotland have another chance though when Shaun is off the stage. It's now going to be Shaun McDonald who takes on Big Baby.
Very good dart, he's done it. Not today.
Yeah, there was a chance, but there's no chance there.
FG's taken over here, and he's
Definitely not him.
he thinks it's
Hold
him.
on. Yeah, no, I'm not giving you.
We are giving the back end of the leg here, and it's not going to go the way I thought it was there. I was about to mention the fact that we do have that rule in place.
That is a great marker. And a great win for Ginge, who goes through. Oh, he's found it already. He couldn't find the treble, but he can find the doubles. And he's found himself in the next round. Great dart. And I can't help but think that... Level 7 now. Oh, and he's found it. Shaun Nyland has knocked out Darts for Fun, the favourite for the singles competition and the winner of the pairs.
I don't think is too bad an idea considering how the first 18 darts have gone for Ellis.
Is this the first time we're seeing tag team darts?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Making the most of it, lads.
Time supporter and friend
Okay,
of
no,
Ellis.
maybe not. Not 1 second. Okay. Up we come.
Hold on.
What's
We're
your
doing the
name?
same now.
Okay, Jaden, you require 74.
He knows where he's going. 56, double 20. Oh, that's a good effort. That's a very good effort. He throws a lovely dart. I think we should send one of them down and let one of them play against Jaden. That's a good dart.
Plenty of dartboard to use for one of the most unorthodox ways you'll ever see a semi-final being won.
And that is good.
It's a nervy game, a nervy encounter. He is the favourite now to go on and win it, and he's trying to get... Struggled today with a bit of nerves. And that extra moment, that little bit of pause, that little bit...
Second dart.
Calm down a little bit, just to relax into the game.
Oh, hold on. Yay! We have the first one coming into it, sir.
It's one of them things either loves or hates in a darts time. And he loves it! But that is...
It's Angry Jim!
The last game was intriguing to say the least. It was Ireland versus Scotland, and Ireland came out on top. For the first time this week, we've seen a player have more than 3 maximums in a match. And Shaun McGuirk, he got 3 maximums in 3 visits in that game, for a total of 5 and a total of 2 points for his efforts. But now we turn our attention to the returning 39-year-old from Aberdeen, Shaun McDonald. The Punisher is back. Yes, his nickname is the Punisher. And he's up against Big Baby, which doesn't sound fair, having a Punisher against a big baby. But this is darts. It's like a comic book. But what are we expecting from Shaun this week? He has had success in our previous studio in Southampton, and he has been to a Saturday night
First
or 2
leg, it's
here
Shaun
in Portsmouth.
to throw first. Game on.
But there's been a lot of time between those visits. And he hasn't been playing a lot of darts recently.
39.
And sometimes it can take a little bit of time to get back into the swing of things. And we know he's going over to the World Masters next week, which will be over in
139.
Budapest. Yeah, great opportunity for him to take part in the 48th edition of the longest major running title in darts history.
125.
So this is going to be a good little preparation and a good setup for him in regards to that event, but I think he could get caught a little cold here if he's not careful.
140.
Especially against an opponent that's already won. By the way, who's got that original Masters trophy?
I don't know, it went to auction, didn't it?
128.
Doesn't seem right that you guys aren't playing for that next week. Just doesn't sit right with me.
138.
Not a bad start from Shaun.
Adam, you've required 94.
But Lipscombe's start has been just a little bit better. Oh, we thought it was in. I think a lot of us did.
68.
And Shaun gets his chance. Double 16.
Game Shaun the
Takes his
first
chance
leg.
as well. Spent
Shaun
a great
McDonald.
deal of time practicing this evening in the practice room and had a bit of
Second
time on the
against Adam
stage
to
as
throw
well
first.
just to get
Game.
himself tuned in.
And no worries about rustiness there, was there, from Shaun McDonald?
30.
It would be a good time for him to find a bit of form. Obviously, the World Masters, not just a event in its own right, but there's opportunities that present themselves there. If you win the World Masters, you will also get a
81.
ticket to Lakeside. And I don't mean a ticket to sit in a crowd. I mean a ticket to play in the WDF World Championships. There's also the
85.
World Open taking place that week as well. So Shaun will also be able to play in that, a gold-ranked event, which, again, carries a ticket to the Lakeside
59.
stage. And if that doesn't work for him, he's also got the opportunity on Sunday, because on Sunday there will be 4 places
135.
available in the Lakeside World Championship qualifying event, where anyone who doesn't already have their place is able to have an opportunity to win a
53.
ticket for the stage.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about that, Matt. You're already there. So you can go home a day early.
100.
That's the good bit. Remember on the Pro Tour when you used to go down try and qualify for the European Tour and the seeds had come in wearing jeans and a t-shirt looking all smug?
Yep,
41.
I was that once.
Adam, you require
Or twice.
151.
I'll get the opportunity to be that smug guy in his jeans and t-shirt.
Oh, come on, Matt. You're going to be in shorts.
$100. Adam, you require 54.
Could have taken the first leg. Will he take the second? Yes.
On the second leg.
Almost
Adam
the same
Lipscombe.
spot as the first leg on double 10, but it's on the other side of the wire.
Third leg, it's Shaun to throw first. Game on.
It's an interesting action that Shaun has.
57.
I've always been very curious about the elbow movement of this lateral as well. It's going from side to side.
97.
But the one thing that's changed with it over the last 2 or 3 years is the pace of it. It's a very, very long drawback, isn't it?
Well, that's why the elbow's got to
140.
move, hasn't it? Because the deeper that comes, sort of the less the tricep's going to be able to do. It's going to be pulling the elbow back and up.
135.
And ultimately, because he's not completely square on, you're going to get just that little bit of side-to-side movement as well. The elbow is an axis point
58.
for force. But when we're pulling it back so deep, it's almost like a slingshot motion.
59.
We as analysts can look at different angles of this and say, you should do things this way.
81.
You should do things that way. But you've got to play darts the way that you want to.
140.
There are small tweaks you can make to improve. But rebuilding a natural throw is a very dangerous thing to do. If you were to look at the early throw
80.
of Dimitri van den
And
Berg,
he
you'd think
requires 70.
it's not a bad throw, it just needs a bit of tweaking.
Game Shaun
Nothing
the
needs
third
to be
leg.
tweaked there.
Adam
Lipscombe
Lipscombe.
could be 3-0 up, but he will take 2-1 with a break.
Fourth leg, it's Adam to throw first. Game on.
I looked at Dimitri's throw when he was a kid on YouTube very recently. And then I graded it compared
60.
to what he does now. It's amazing what happens when you grow you get just a little bit stronger. You have a bit more experience. Maybe if
93.
some players were able to play the same amount of darts as a Dimitri Vandenberg or someone who plays a lot of darts at a high level, they could improve at the same rate.
40.
Oh, Robin Hood alert.
And the thing is, it's not about changing what it is. It's about adding things to make it better. Think of an ice cream. I'm not saying swap the ice cream for a piece of cake. I'm saying, why don't you have the ice cream with a bit of sauce on it and some nuts, some chocolate chips, the flake.
96.
Do you understand who you're talking to here, Matt? What you do is you make the cake, you get the ice cream, and then you put little shards of the cake on the ice cream, so you got both. So you can actually have your cake and eat it.
78.
Or you could just make an ice cream cake.
And there's our coaching philosophy.
88.
Welcome to Darts After Dark, everybody, where we have a conversation about ice cream cake, whilst a Scotsman and an Englishman throw darts from 7'9½".
140. 99. Shaun, you require 50.
Time to find out which double he wants.
Game
That's
shot
the
on
one that he
fourth
wants.
leg. Shaun McDonald.
Plenty of
Fifth
breaks to
leg,
throw in
it's
this
Shaun
one.
to throw first.
And McDonald,
Game on.
very competitive, averaging 89. Lipscombe just a little bit more.
95.
Well, I was going to say the problem for Lipscombe here, though, is he's done the
177.
damage, he's got the breaker throw, and then he lost it. But with darts like that, he could get that back very quickly. Maximum visit there for Adam Lipscombe, the
93.
first one of the game.
$79.
I think Adam is a really good example of someone who has improved at a very sustainable rate over the last couple of years.
140.
But outwardly, it doesn't look like he's changed much. Darts are the same, flights are the same, albeit
90.
they're not exactly the same. They're just from another packet.
I like what you said there. Improved at a sustainable rate. Sometimes some of the rates of growth that people seek,
59.
and
Adam, you
sometimes what they
require
find for a short period of
155.
time, isn't sustainable. But it seems like Adam Lipscombe is moving in the right direction every time we see him.
65.
And that is when you're
Shaun,
using
require
experiences
114.
in order to find the progression.
Double top again.
Game
And in
shot
again.
the fifth leg.
This is a
Shaun
really good
McDonald.
performance from Shaun. 3 out of 3 on the
Sixth
doubles.
leg, it's Adam to throw first.
And he's got
Game
Big
on.
Baby in the corner.
$140.
But apparently nobody puts Big Baby in the corner.
We might put him there, but he may not want to stay there for long.
57. $100.
It's not as if Lipscombe has played at all poorly in this game. It's that McDonald has timed everything perfectly.
139.
And where's he going to start at the next visit, McDonald? His
100.
opponent is already on a finish. There are options on this number. That's fortunate. I actually really like the 25 on that shot.
58. Adam, you require 161. $97.
Are we going to get another 7-leg game?
58.
We haven't had a shortage of them this
Academy
week.
requires 64.
Double top.
Game shown
Great
the
finish.
sixth leg.
14
Adam
darter
Lipscombe.
takes us all the way. What is
Seventh
Lipscombe
and
going to
final
have to
leg, Shaun
find
to throw first.
in this last leg
Game on.
to get a second win?
It either needs to be a mistake from Shaun McDonald, of which he's not made too many up to now, or he's going to have to find a maximum. But again,
43.
when we spoke about this afternoon and we said we expect it to be a tight group, we expect it to be close. What was it, 8 4-3s we
100.
had? Where so more than half the games went the distance. So far this evening, all 3 games go in the distance, which just shows that these groups have been put together very
58.
competitively.
Oh,
95.
that last door could be crucial. After 2 visits, Lipscombe's got the thick end of a full visit lead.
134.
Such a good competitive match, this.
$138.
Well, why, oh why did he do that?
Well, he knew he needed to switch, but I don't think he actually worked out where he
96.
needed to switch to.
If Shaun was to hit the 170 out, the reason he would win this match is because of a miscount from his opponent.
132.
He hasn't
Shaun
miscounted there.
require 170.
But the destiny of the game, it rests in the hands of the Punisher. Does he punish? Oh, so close.
105.
And now because Adam's thrown so
Adam,
many
you
good
require
darts in this last
36.
leg, he gets his chance to win again. Win he might not.
Shaun requires 65.
It did take him a little while to get over the line in the first game. Ah, the old bullseye that you don't want. He has not missed a darter double in the match
53.
until then.
Adam, you require 18. Game.
And Adam Lipscombe has got 2 wins from 2.
Lipscombe.
He started the campaign with the darts and now has backed that up by winning against the throw. It's a 3rd consecutive 4-3 scoreline for us. But the ideal start for the home player, Big Baby leaves the stage and leaves the Punisher punished. So when we come back, it's going to be Lonsdale back to try and get himself on the score sheet. And can he do it at the expense of Arrow Shane McGuirk?
Welcome back to the party in Portsmouth here at the Modus Live Lounge.
And he was right.
Van Velzen's had opportunity, but it's Steve West that takes his opportunity.
Does he get one this time? The jury's out. Is the double in? Listen to that! And Jimmy Van Ski is still alive! He's made it! And Marvin Van Velzen!
Jimmy Van Ski probably felt he's already been out already tonight. Surely not again. Oh, Jimmy! It's a wry smile. What a finish! What a man! What a response!
Of the 5-time weekly champion. It's Jimmy Van Ski who makes the final! Are we, Jimmy? You bet we are! One leg
to see who the champ is. Yes, he can! Marvin is the man! Marvin Van Velzen!
Adam Lipscombe is the big baby to catch apparently tonight. He's got 2 wins from the first 3 games, and he's got a well-deserved 2-game break now, because when he comes back in game 6, he's going to be taking on one of the players in this game. Shaun McGuirk will take on Tom Lonsdale now to see where the next 2 points are headed. If they go to McGuirk, he's going to join Lipscombe on
First
4.
leg, it's Tom to throw first. Game on.
But everybody's been involved in a 7-leg match so far tonight. But Lipscombe has won 2
59.
of those games that have gone all the way. Great start for Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. And when there's 3 qualifying
125.
places out of the 5 players available, you've seen people go through with 8 points. We've seen people go through with 6. So to be on 4 points after
96.
the first 2 games, great position to be in. Obviously, no one ever really out of a Group B campaign, which we did see. And I knew that night
58.
that it'd be something we allude to all the time. When Mike Warburton got through on 6 points after losing
58.
all these games on this night on a Thursday. Won 3 of them on the Friday, and he made the week final. So, although we might have an
58.
idea of who may go through, we also know that no one's eliminated.
93.
I wonder if there's a bit of banter between
60.
the Irish players who come here, you know. Because I'm sure the likes of McGuirk and Tian and Heenahan, I'm sure they bump
60.
into each other every now and again. And they talk about some of the things they've done here before. Maybe McGuirk's going to go back to Ireland after this week and say, have you guys had 3 180s in a row on that stage?
135. $69.
I think Heenahan's answer would be very, very quick, wouldn't it? Have you had 2 9-darters on that stage?
I think, as well as, have you won a week on that stage?
52.
You might not win the first leg of this contest.
66.
Double 18.
Game shot.
That's why he leaves it.
Tom
He feels
Lonsdale.
comfortable in the northeast corner.
Second leg, it's Shane to throw first.
Yeah, that's the
Game
comparison between Tian, McGuirk, and Heenahan, isn't it? They've all had
58.
big moments here in weeks, but 2 of them are multi-week winners. One of them hasn't won a week yet, and we laud Shane every
125.
chance we get. He's played on the Pro Tour this season, had some good results. He's played decent wherever he's gone.
125.
And he may just do big things before the end of the year.
And he's got opportunities.
120.
It feels like an awfully long time ago that he won the Irish Open, though.
That is the danger sometimes, isn't it? When you pick up these qualification tickets, that it can be so far apart. We saw it at the previous Lakeside, didn't we? Where players went there who weren't really playing at the time, but they qualified from form of a year ago. It's all levelling out though now. They did have like a 2-year qualifying criteria between missed events and catching up. Well, it all seems back up to date.
$45. Shane McGuirk, 53.
Double top for Shane.
Game shot the second.
More quality right there with a
Shane
14 darter. And if we may talk about the Modus Super Series, especially in Series 9, this is week 4. So if you win this week, you're going to have to wait the thick end of 2 months before coming back for a chance at the big title.
120.
The likes of Labanauskas, Hamilton and Harrison, it's their responsibility to be sharp when that week comes.
180.
With the amount of darts that's on offer at the minute, it's not hard to find opportunities to play against people who are at your level, if not above it.
Do you have an idea of what you think would be the ideal week to qualify through?
10.
Yeah, I'd agree. Sort of 9-10 area. You get a couple of weeks to absorb it, to stay sharp, to stay practiced. You've still got that moment of winning something very recent and relevant.
43.
Yeah, I think week 10 in this series is rather good.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It's a bit ridiculous.
We have been privileged to see the list for week 10.
124.
It's like nothing I've ever seen before. I've seen this before.
99. Shane number 198.
What's up your bag of tricks, Shane? Have you got one of these?
Game show.
That's one of those checkouts
Shane McGuirk.
that it's both got it and need it. Or should I say it the other way around?
To throw first.
Need it, got it.
On.
These are the kind of games, as far as quality
180.
and perspective is probably the right word. These are the ones that get me excited because I want to know where these guys are going to be in about 3 or 4 years. We might see a lot of them over the next period of time. But what are we going to see this time from Shane?
97.
You just mentioned about Irish players and what their bragging rights may be.
Tried it a different way this time. But he's teasing us.
43.
Well, he's had 7 180s already. And this is only his second game of the night.
140. Shane number 198.
He's looking for his second 98 checkout. This 20 is perilous.
58.
That's why he's throwing it really high.
$139.
Tom is having one of his best games of the week, average-wise, and he might be 3-1 down.
$35.
Then again, he might be level.
32.
He does not waste time in getting to that hockey.
Game shot on the fourth.
Doesn't waste any time in equalising either.
Lonsdale. Fifth leg, it's Tom to throw first. Game on.
How many legs has Shane let slip tonight?
Well, that is one to let slip. He had
59.
the advantage of the throw. He had back-to-back 180s. At one point, we was considering the 9. He lost the leg.
100.
They hurt.
I've always said, and I don't know how you feel about this,
82.
Matt, and I'm attacking this from the player's perspective. If you have 3 darts for a leg, like tops, 10s and 5s as 3 misses, if you go through that and you lose the leg, you've only got yourself to blame.
81.
If it's 2, it feels a bit more harsh. If you miss 1,
60.
it's borderline acceptable that you could lose that leg. But if it's 3, we always say that at this level or higher, you must be able to convert 3 darts at a double.
$93.
He's got himself to a finish. But Lonsdale significantly better.
140. Shane McGuirk 128.
This is one of those awkward finishes where the first dart going in the treble doesn't buy you a better situation.
Why isn't he going for the 14s? Why didn't you go for the 14s, Shane? That 54 said, I don't want any more company.
111.
That's
Tommy
different.
McGuirk 39.
Both on very odd numbers.
7. Shane McGuirk 17.
Shane actually wants to be on an odd number now, but he wants it to be 3 in the leg column. 88.
Game shot on the 5th
That's
leg.
not bad at all.
Shane McGuirk.
He was 3-2 down to Johnston in game 2 and won 4-3. Can he win from 3-2 up? While we've got Shane on the hockey, I've got a little bit of a bee in my bonnet about something Irish related in darts.
97.
Years ago, I went to the UK Open and I tried to have a small tribute to a great Irish dart player called Tom Kirby. They named a World Championship qualifying event in Ireland after Tom. That event isn't run anymore. I don't think that's a good thing at all. And I heard from some of the top players in Ireland, like Steve Lennon and Willie O'Connor, and I talked to the guys from north of the border as well, and like Mickey Mansell and Brendan Dolan.
140.
I asked them why, and they said because nobody's running it. That's it. So, as far as Irish darts is concerned, somebody get off your seat and restart it, because it needs to happen.
97.
I don't know what you think about that, Matt.
Well, I think this 70 might need to go.
140. Tommy McGuirk 70.
Well, it's the Irishman. He's going to get matched darts.
54.
He's had a couple of misses down in that corner,
60.
and Shane could make him pay for that. Double top for a second win.
$40. Tommy McGuirk 16.
Can't miss again.
No
Can't miss
score.
low.
Shane McGuirk 20.
When you go that low, you do risk busting it on the single and the double. That's not in the way. Double 5.
10.
In the scoring department, he's been supreme. But on the doubles, he's been a little bit shaky. And that will be tested in the last leg of this contest for the 4th time. We're going the distance in 4 matches this evening. Talk about getting your money's worth.
But now, Shane McGuirk vulnerable. Lonsdale with the darts. He's just got to find a treble, a throw here. Really force the hand of McGuirk to have to find a couple of biggies.
66.
And they're well thrown darts, just little reward.
Did you notice how quickly Tom Lonsdale turned around
140.
to start the next leg? I think if we didn't have the 10-second break between legs, he would have done a little pirouette
125.
and just started again. He's a very fast player.
I said one treble shot would be enough. This is so much more. 9 darts thrown. He's down to a 2-dart, and McGuirk's just got to hit big and hope. And he can't hit big enough, which means Lonsdale
Tommy require
has
94.
6 darts at 94 for the match.
Game shot and the match.
What a finish to
Tom
that one.
Lonsdale.
Lonsdale got his chance to extend the game, and then he turned around and said, I've had enough of this one. I'm just going to plant an 11-darter to get a win. And that may just be the best that Tom Lonsdale's played this week, averaging 91.32. He's missed 10 darts at double in the match, but has still got the points. It's going to be all Scotland to finish our first half, because Johnston will now take on McDonald.
Fabulous start from the young man. Right. World Youth Champion. Oh, what a response that is from his father. Back-to-back 140s. Siding leg on 7. My goodness, back-to-back 180s. Well, we've seen 2 9s in last year's Modus League. We've seen a couple of 10s. Not seen a 9 yet. In the Online Darts Live League. Double 19. Double 12 for the 9. And he gets the 9. What a way to win.
B. Contains the 5 players and 3 progress to Saturday's final.
60.
Of course, that emphasis is on qualifying for Saturday night's final, because the the runner-up, and the winner of the 3rd and 4th place playoff will get their crack at Champions League.
180.
Trying to get their hands at £7,000 first prize.
45.
Some of you on the forums are here.
180.
Oh, welcome back, Martin. Where have you been? Where did you go?
100. Martin, you require 141.
Double 12.
Game
Absolutely outstanding
Martin
from
Adams.
Martin Adams as he hits a 9-darter.
Welcome back, everybody. And if you like your darts a bit more Scottish, you've come to the right place, because the Scottish Derby in Group B is about to take place. The first instalment of 2 over the next couple of nights. And as we approach the midnight hour and the halfway point of our first night in Group B, we're about to find out who's going to get off the mark and who's going to stay on 0 points. Lipscombe on 4, Lonsdale and McGuirk on 2 points.
First leg,
And
it's
one of these
Stevens
guys
to throw first.
about to sample
Game on.
victory as well. One thing's for sure, it's almost a guarantee this game will go 4-3.
59.
Not that we're complaining.
$100.
I think there's one word that would describe this game, and that's intensity.
55.
Both players like to play with a strong level of intensity. We can see that on the face of Shaun McDonald, and we can see it in the actions of Stephen Johnston.
97.
Risky play.
$85.
I think you're right. Intensity is definitely etched all over the faces of these two darters. But that is Scottish darts in a nutshell.
134.
If you work your way back through Scottish darts history, they've got a lot of intense-looking dart players.
100.
Maybe
Sean
nobody
McGuirk,
more than the great
170.
Ronnie Sharp. He used to stare through the board with his right eye and look at it from the side as if to say,
96.
come on then, I dare you to deny my darts in the right segments. And it's still, for me, the greatest
55.
moustache in the history of sport.
Sean McGuirk, 74.
Still plays at a very good level, does Ronnie? Even 30 years after making things like Lakeside.
Game Sean
And Shaun
McDonald's
McDonald's been to Lakeside.
Shaun
You'd like to go
McDonald.
back. But as far as that first leg is concerned, it's in the bank.
Second leg, it's Shaun to throw first. Game on.
After the way that Stevie Johnston played in Group A, he's probably slept last night
43.
thinking, if I keep playing like that, I'm going to be cruising through to Saturday night through this lot. At the minute, things are looking
85.
a little harder. In his first game, he averaged 92 and lost. If he did that in Group A, I'd say 9 times out of 10 against those players in
41.
that form, he would have won the match.
$84. $81. $81.
Just looking a little bit jumpy at times tonight, isn't he, Stephen Johnston, on that release? There seems to be a bit of lift in the body. It's as if he's bringing the lead heel up off the floor a little bit on the throw. We'll
140.
keep an eye on that.
I see what you mean. Look at the level of the shoulders.
83.
And it does tend to jump about an inch on release.
Not something he was doing in his Group A campaign, so maybe a little sign of fatigue coming in.
60.
Oh, it is. It's that front leg there. Heel coming up off the floor. Is that
Sean
hopping on that
McGuirk,
lead leg?
136.
That could be due to a couple of things. Let's see what the Punisher does from 136. 57's blocked, but he still needs to try and get it.
58. Stephen McGuirk, 68.
That lead foot has got to be planted.
48.
Well, when it's
Sean
jumping and you're
McGuirk,
hopping like that, you're
78.
going to start missing high and low. You're going to get that wrong, and real big point there, emphasised on the tops. Opportunity here for Shaun McDonald. Tops was
38.
working so well
Stephen
for him in
McGuirk, 20.
game number 1.
Game shot the
Laying
second
down
leg.
there, and Johnson levels us
Stephen
up.
Johnston.
Not only that, he breaks a throw straight back.
The leg, it's Stephen to throw first.
But we saw this
Game on.
earlier on this afternoon, didn't we, with Kai Gottard? There was just a little technical glitch in the throw, and then he got a little bit
59.
quicker with things. Started throwing with, well, shall we say intensity? We'll stick with that word for now. But I wonder if McDonald just being a little bit slower is just knocking him out of his rhythm a little bit, to the point where he's just having that little tiny breakdown in the technique.
100.
Let me ask you this, Matt. Where is Scottish darts at this level at the minute? because looking at the Europe Cup last week, their team
140.
consisted of Nicky Danoon, Scott Robertson, Scott Campbell, who's been here, and Danny
100.
Truman. In the team event, for example, they beat Malta by 9 legs to 2. They were defeated
54.
by Romania. Internationally at this level, are they still finding the next
99.
stars
Going to require 170.
to take them forward?
Well, they've been spoilt over the last years, haven't they, in regards to the talent that they've had coming from Scotland. But I've been out there on the circuits, and
60.
I
Stephen
keep
Maguire,
saying it. It's the
143.
smaller nations, the so-called undeveloped nations, that are finding the next level of players, that are finding the next talent because of the systems that they use. They recognise the problems, and this could be a problem for Stephen Johnston.
Game.
There's
Shaun
that tops
the
working
third.
again for Shaun McDonald. And he re-breaks the throw. Now,
Four-legged Shaun to throw first.
here in the UK,
Game on.
whenever you start developing as a dart player, you tend to stop going to traditional
43.
systems. County, Super League, local league. And the reason for that is because you will spend the
96.
majority of your night watching other people play darts. You go to a county game, it's 12 men aside. You play one game, you watch 11 people play.
78.
It's not going to make you a better player. In other countries, Iceland, Faroe Islands, Romania,
60.
etc. I could go on for ages. They don't play darts like we do, where we get into teams of 5, 7, 12. They play individually. They play round robins.
43.
You'll be playing 3-4 games a night, maybe more. You're involved in pretty much every fixture because you'll either be playing or marking a game. And when you go out to darts, you're involved in darts all night. You're not sat down watching. And that's why they're going to catch us up, and that's why we're going to see them take over us. And certainly some of the results we saw at the recent European Cup suggest it may be sooner rather than later.
I couldn't agree with you more, because my experience of Australia, going from the UK system to their Super League
100.
system, particularly in Victoria, I went from playing one best-of-5 game, one leg of pairs, and a team leg. It was nothing. And then over there, it was 3 games a night
59.
of
Stephen
best of
Maguire,
19.
160.
Is there any surprise that 2 of the 3 players already through to
140.
Champions League are from the Nordic Baltic area?
I don't think it is an accident by any means at all.
58. Stephen, you require 20.
Double 10. Oh, look,
James on the
it's
fourth
2-2, and it looks like we're going the
Stephen
distance again.
Johnston.
I did
The
say that
verdict,
you're getting your money's
Stevens
worth
will throw first.
on our
Hey.
YouTube channel tonight. Well, if you're paying for YouTube Premium, you're getting your money's worth. but
60.
Otherwise, it's pretty much free, isn't it? And if you want to be here on Saturday night, it's not free, but it's really cheap. £2 as a reservation fee.
91.
And that is what you need. That QR code will lead you to the ticketing page. There are spaces for Saturday night here. If you want to see John Worsley, the Womble.
82.
And it looks like a certain big, cuddly German by the name of Kai Gotthard is very close to being here on Saturday night as well. So use that.
100.
Get yourself down here. Great atmosphere on Saturday night. And you might see the 4th weekly winner of Series 9.
140.
I know you're a big fan of your geography in regards to darts and where people are from. So in the next leg, while we're talking about that Scottish
140.
European Cup team, using only eligible players, what would your 4-man team be
140.
if everyone was available?
Shaun McGuirk, 130.
For Scotland.
For Scotland.
Bull.
88.
He hasn't missed much on the outer ring and the bullseye tonight. But it's tops.
59.
This is a very fair
Shaun,
contest,
you
in my
require
opinion.
42.
They're so well matched.
Two.
That's uncharacteristic. He cannot
Stephen,
believe
you
he's missed the
require
marker.
20.
Double 5 again.
Game shot on the fifth.
Just when you
leg.
need a friend.
Stephen Johnston.
Double 5 is not a bad one to have.
Sixth leg, it's Shaun to throw first. Game.
So, as you said, to pick a Scotland team of eligible players, and by that I mean people not in the PDC,
78.
that's a tough call.
I think two players sort of pick themselves. John Henderson, Robert Thornton.
Andy Bolton?
140.
Make that 3. Jim McEwen?
100.
I'm not sure what his form's like at the minute. I'll definitely have Bolton. I'll definitely have Hendo.
100.
Do you know what it is? I probably would have Scott Campbell. I think he's a fabulous player.
59.
But if you want to stick somebody in there who
140.
knows how to do it, Ross Montgomery.
Yeah, I think if you want somebody who would embody the passion that would be required to represent your country,
Stephen, number
I think you could pick either
121.
of these two.
I couldn't agree more. Stick this guy in a team and he'll show you what he can do.
96.
He finished
Shaun, you require
his Group A campaign
84.
very, very well. And one of his daily campaigns this week on the bullseye. This time Shaun has missed the requisite number to have a shot to take us even further. He might be the only person without points at the halfway point. And if that's the case, Matt, that's kind of harsh.
$68. Stephen, you require 25.
Does Johnston finish him off in the first Scottish derby of the week?
Game shot.
There it is.
and the match.
Stevie J gets
Stephen
off the mark.
Johnston.
And it's the first game of the night that does not go the distance. They will play each other in Game 6 tomorrow. By the time we get there, some people might already be eliminated and some people might already be through. But Stevie J's off the mark and Shaun has got a lot of work to do. But when we come back after the break, we'll have a little chat about what we've seen already this evening. Welcome back to the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. We are halfway through our evening session here with Darts After Dark at the Modus Super Series. It's been a really interesting evening so far with almost every leg possible played. So let's have a look at the results. 4-3 in the first 4 matches, and Stevie Johnston winning the Scottish Derby by 4 legs to 2. Matt, really interesting first 4 games. Could have gone either way, but a really good start for Adam Lipscombe.
Yeah, he's sort of dug deep at the right times, hasn't he? He's brought out some good stuff in the final legs there. He's had to. All the game's gone really tight, exactly what we kind of expected it to be. But if you'd have said to me a year ago, in this scenario, in this field, in this lineup, when everyone's sort of going at it and all the games are going tight, it'll be Adam Lipscombe that comes out on top. I'll say, I don't know if he's got that in him to dig that situation out. And we spoke at the start about how he's evolved and how he's got better within his game. And I think this is just further evidence to back up those claims.
Tom Lonsdale has come here tonight from Group A. What have you made of him so far?
Same. Exactly the same. It's been one of those where he's not gone all his own way. He's had to dig deep, and this group is so evenly matched when we look at every metric in regards to the statistics. The only thing really where someone's excelling beyond the others is the 180 columns that Shaun McGuirk's got. I think it's going to continue to go down this way, which means players are going to be tested where they're going to have to use those low combination shots. Those sort of 62 to 80 sort of range. That's what's going to decide this.
Well, that 94 from Lonsdale was pretty impressive for an 11-darter to finish that match off. McGuirk has had a really interesting night, hasn't he? Lots of maximums, but he hasn't won all of his games.
And he's been on the 9-darter twice, and he also had that really good moment where he actually had 9 perfect darts in a row. 3 180s in the scoring phase, but it hasn't gone his own way. He's had to dig deep. It's a really, really tight contested group, and I really don't see where I can make a prediction in regards to the direction this one's going to go. I think we're going to see it unfold a little bit over the next couple of games, but everyone's going to be in the running tomorrow. And I think even the person at the bottom of the table is going to think, do you know what, I've played well tonight, and I can go tomorrow and I can have a good run.
Yeah, I think it's somewhat harsh that Shaun McDonald's at the bottom of the table, but we can have a look at it and see what it's like. Adam, who was the outsider with the odds compilers at the start of the night, he finds himself at the top 25% of the way through this group situation. Stevie Johnston has jumped up to second, McGuirk in the middle, Lonsdale on 2, and McDonald still at the bottom. But 2 games to go for the rest of the night. This is the time where you really got to turn it on, isn't it?
It is, and again, interesting you mentioned there about Adam Lonsdale being the biggest... Adam Lipscombe. Adam Lonsdale? I've sort of merged people together. Adam Lipscombe being the biggest outsider, and he's the player at the top and showing the most composure. The biggest problem for him, though, I'd say there, is he has just got those 4 threes, and when you look at the legs, it's going to be extremely tight. But I don't think we're going to see this really unfold until sort of 2 games in tomorrow. I think everyone will still be in that position where we've got no one confirmed.
Well, as far as being confirmed is concerned, we know who's playing this week, but as far as confirming who's playing for next week, let's have a look and see who will be playing in week 5.
Double 14. Absolutely wonderful finish.
16, steps back, has a good look, and nails it for a 3-0 win.
Double. For a 4-3 victory on her debut.
James, you require 170.
The fish. Preposterous. Possible. Nailed!
Game shot on the 5th leg.
Reeled in by Richardson.
Done it once today. And there is nothing sweeter than a repeater for Paul Hogan.
Another. For tops. But he does not like the lie. He has to move across. Oh, what a find!
Pick the bones out of that one then. Who do you fancy? There's so much to talk about over the course of those 3 groups. But look at Ricky King, England international. You've got James Richardson back in the room. But for me, Matthew Edgar, I know there's going to be a story with Fallon Sherrick and Nolan van Leuven here, but for me, Sto Bunce coming to the Modus Super Series for the very first time, that is a big story.
It's exciting, isn't it? He's a character known as the American Peter Wright over in the States, and yeah, it'll be exciting to see what he can do over here at the Super Series. I think he's got a good week there. He'll know a lot of the players in regards to the reputations, so exciting times. We might even have the Seniors Match Play champion James Richardson playing in that over this weekend, so he could be bringing a title down with him. Really, really good stories all across that week, and ultimately as well, I think we're going to get some very, very good darts.
Now that the cat is out of that bag, let us have a look and see what happens in the second half of play tonight, because Lipscombe, who is perfect so far, albeit with a very tight advantage on leg difference over everybody, things can change over the course of the next 5 matches. Make no mistake.
'83.
This is the kind of battle that we get very excited about here in Portsmouth. 2 very popular players with the audience when it comes to Saturdays.
97.
But you've got to get there first.
Let's have a bit of speculation then. When we take a look at the group we've got here and how tight the games have been,
96.
the fact that we don't really have an out-and-out front runner as such, how many points do you think the 3rd place up is going to be? I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 6-point week.
I concur.
40.
We saw what happened with Warburton in the last couple of weeks.
140.
Just because Adam has started really well, there are no guarantees that even if you were to pick up 3-4 wins tonight, that you're going to make double digits.
81. Adam, you require 98.
However, what he's doing at the minute is he's making a mockery of that 17-2 that he had next to his name at the start of the night. By the way, that's not on us. We're just taking it from the odds compilers.
59.
I thought it was ludicrous, if I'm honest. But he has messed around on the doubles just a little bit.
128.
8 from 24 in his first 2 matches.
56.
Meaning he's 8 from 27. Make that 28.
Game shot on the first leg.
But he's continuing to win legs. People have got to stop him.
Second leg, it's Shane to throw first. Game on.
I think if he wins one more game,
44.
A large percentage of the available tickets for tomorrow night will go. Because I think people will be booking them in nice and early to come and see the home time guy.
Do you know what, Matt? I think you make a really good point, because looking at this start, and we've put the QR code up because I believe that a lot of Adam's friends and family will be thinking after this start, there's no chance he's not qualifying. So they will take
81.
A lot of the tickets. And if he's there, this place will be bouncing.
45.
I remember the first time Adam played here. I watched along. He looked nervous. He was perspiring a little bit. But I think he's found on this stage and in this place where he has actually won an ADC vault. He likes walking through these doors now. He feels at home here.
It's interesting, isn't it, that you mentioned that. And I've mentioned on many occasions that actually the nervy part is everything that goes around it. when you get on the stage,
100.
that's
Adam,
the
you
familiar
record
part.
161.
The board, the hockey, the distance, the feel, the yaw darts, all of that is familiar.
83.
What's not familiar
Shane
is
McQuine, 78.
the interviews, the photos, everything else that comes with being in an event like this.
54.
Could be comfortable in this game.
Adam, you require
He
78.
can do what Shane McGuirk didn't, take out the 78.
38.
He's had trouble on tops tonight.
Shane, you
He's missed it
require
high, he's missed it
24.
low. He's been on a lot of secondary and tertiary doubles.
Game shot on the second leg. Shane McGuirk.
And these games have been toing and froing all night long.
Third leg, it's Adam to throw first.
Yeah, the point
Game.
I was going to make before the players rudely interrupted me by trying to win a leg of darts was we have seen Adam Lipscombe getting in that same mode, haven't we, where he's sweating up and very quickly, and that actually came
60.
in the interview room, not the stage. And it was really interesting there that you mentioned that he looks at home on the stage, because he
43.
does. The dart side of things very, very comfortable with, and now the next evolution for him is to be comfortable when he needs to say a few words, which you may have to do if he keeps
100.
winning games like the way he is.
Occupational hazard, maybe.
140.
I think some dart players, and indeed some sports people, they're almost afraid to say what they really think.
121, Adam.
Let's come back to that. I think it's a really interesting subject. Because Adam is on a 138. Double 12.
114.
That really was a good try, but a somewhat cautious attempt at double 12.
50. Adam, you require 24.
He got there,
on the third leg.
and a 2-1 lead is
Adam
his.
Lipscombe.
I said to him
Fourth
earlier
leg, it's
tonight
Shane
that
to throw
things
first.
feel
Game.
very open this week to interpretation. But trying to tell other people how you really feel
45.
about these pressure situations, it's hard for part-time dart players.
140.
You tend to find that the more eloquent interviews you get here at the Modus Super Series are people who come off the tour because they're more used to doing public media. But
140.
here's an example for you of someone who I think is amazingly talented in sport, but
100.
can't necessarily talk at the same level, is Cole Palmer. Amazing footballer. But his interviews, you can just tell
140.
that he can't really articulate just yet what he wants to say. And that's perfectly fine.
100.
But that can change with experience and more exposure.
60. Adam, you require 161. $85. Shane,
Who
require
would you rather be here?
160.
On the lower shot or getting the first chance? That second dart had to be pinpoint.
56.
And
Adam, you
Shane
require
is in
76.
trouble, potentially. Double 8.
Game shot on the fourth
Very big
leg.
shot from Big Baby.
Adam Lipscombe. Fifth leg, it's
He's
Adam
looking
to
mean,
throw
all right.
first. Game.
Well, we're saying that he's getting the wins, but he hasn't put things in
60.
the legs column, and I think legs are going to be vital in this group. He's got an opportunity here against the group favourite to get quite a sizable leg gap.
140.
People have played well against McGuirk tonight.
100.
Johnston averaged 92, but ultimately lost to Shaun. Lonsdale over 91. Adam not to that level, but McGuirk hasn't brought his best level to this match just yet. There's still time.
60.
But the clock is ticking.
$100.
This is the kind of leg he needs. A little bit more often tonight. It feels so simple when they do it.
55.
Couple of 140s.
Jamie McGuire, 121.
Sticking a ton to back it up. Maybe lay up from 1-2-1 because you don't have to take it out.
59.
But when you don't get a treble at that visit, things can get very ropey.
100. Jamie McGuire, 62.
It's a very small shot, isn't it? 62 in regards to numbers, but it's all on dart 1. Because you're only now getting 1 dart of the double, and he needs more.
Adam, you require 126.
Adam's had 10 darts at a double in this match, and he's not going to get another in this visit.
76. Shane, you require 16.
Don't give him a shot for the match, Shane.
Game
Very well done.
Leg. Shane McGuirk.
Still needs a break of throw, but after this potential
Shane
hold.
to throw first. Game on.
If Shane puts in 2 more 16 darters, or should I say 2 more 6 visit legs, is that enough to win this game?
You feel he's going to need more on the Lipscombe darts. Because if he's going to go 6 visits, it means that Lipscombe's going to have to miss 18 darts to get out, and we're having the advantage of throw. So I think he's going to need a 5 visit in the last if it goes that distance, especially on the evidence of the power scoring we've seen from Lipscombe, and the fact he's gone the distance twice already and come out with a positive outcome. That recent positive reinforcement.
100.
But it looks like we're going there, so we might be about to find out.
Are we?
140.
Up for debate.
143.
But maybe Shane's about to do what we saw from Joe Croft this afternoon. His best starts towards the end of a match.
65.
Because make no mistake, Joe Croft, when it came to the last 2 or 3 legs, he pumped it up a little bit.
45. Shane requires 78.
Missed this shot earlier. He'd love to take it out this time. Here we go again.
On the 6th flag. Shane McGuirk.
Another game going the distance.
7th and final leg, it's Adam to throw first. Game on.
It's either going to be Lipscombe at the top with a 4-point cushion, or McGuirk is going to join Big Baby on 4.
100.
That leg was completed in 14 darts. That's his 5-visit leg. However, you said, Matt, that he needs to do it on Adam's throw.
At the moment, matching Lipscombe with a 1 treble visit, which will be music to the ears of Adam Lipscombe. So all he needs, those 1 treble visits, force McGuirk into a 2, and that's only going to give him a big outshot.
If Adam gets a 5-visit leg,
140.
he forces McGuirk to get a 4-visit leg.
Well, he's got the 2 treble visit there, McGuirk.
100.
Lipscombe doing his part, McGuirk doing his. This is textbook last leg shootout.
Yeah, this is tunning down from Big Baby.
140.
He's going to have a chance. That's better than a ton. If McGuirk hits this,
121.
This is a wonderful spurt to the finish.
Both players have played their roles well in this game, but it's the bull.
Oh my word! That's a world-class finish from Shane McGuirk. 26 darts for the last 2 legs. Matthew Edgar said he might need a 5-visit leg to get over the line. It turns out he had the 5-visit leg, then found a 4. Brilliant 1-2-1 on the bull to get his 4th point of the night and he joins Lipscombe on that mark. They leave the stage, we'll take a break, and when we come back, Johnston is looking to get to 4 points as well, just like Lonsdale. Time to have a rematch of two players who were in Group A this week, who were promoted through to Group B because of their second and third positions in that table, respectively. Tonight, they've both amassed 2 points from their first couple of games, so it will be fascinating to see who comes through this one. Looks like we've got a bit of running repairs happening on the stage, Matt. This kind of thing does happen every now and again. And this is what we've got so far. 4 points for Lipscombe, 4 points for McGuirk now after that marvellous display in game number 6 with that 1-2-1 and the 12-dart finish in leg number 7. As you can see, Johnston and Lonsdale currently in 3rd and 4th positions, with McDonald yet to score, but he will feature in 2 of the last 3 matches.
Yeah, Lipscombe had a chance there, didn't he, to extend at the top of the table. It was 3-1 up against Shaun McGuirk, but McGuirk really did hit back hard and put himself, and maybe show why he was the favourite here to win this group. A little touch of quality at the right moment in time. But one of these two are going to move to 4 points here, and we said the table won't shape too much today on the evidence of what we've seen so far, but we will start to see just that one win advantage. And, well, in a group that we both predicted that maybe 6 points will be enough to get through, this could be quite an interesting head-to-head clash here at this point of the tournament.
Let's not forget as well that we still have the opportunity
100
of having everybody on the same points overnight. If Lipscombe was to lose to Johnston in game 9, after he loses to Lonsdale, and Lonsdale loses to McDonald, and McDonald beats McGuirk. That's 4 points for everyone.
140.
That's the dream scenario for the neutrals. Not so much for the players.
59.
And the ultimate dream scenario is that everybody's got 8 after all of their matches.
97.
And we have been within 1 match of that happening before. And that was a group involving Fallon Sherrick, who was playing here
40.
next week.
Tom, you require 164.
Was there a Group B?
83.
I think the start of this year where someone had the possibility of finishing bottom or top, and that was the only thing they could do.
That was it. It was Fallon Sherrick and Lee Budgeon.
82.
Budgeon lost the match. He finished bottom. If he'd won, he would have finished top.
65.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because my eyes might be deceiving me. And why are you doing that, Stevie J?
Game shot on the first leg.
Are
Tom
those
Lonsdale.
points longer for Lonsdale?
Second leg, it's Stevens to throw first. Game on.
Well, nothing's changing about this equipment. But
100.
for some reason, I think these points look longer.
$59.
I will do some investigation.
There you go. DCI Edgar's off to the CSI
41.
suite. But sometimes we do have players who change
45.
that aspect of their equipment throughout the night. We do have the facility in the practice room where you can change points if you need to do so.
42.
It's predominantly there for repairs in case there's a snapped point. But in some cases, it's necessity from a field perspective and a
96.
balance perspective as well.
$100. $40.
Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us, we do have our
98.
YouTube chat. And at this late hour, we thank everybody for tuning in with us as we go past the midnight hour. Locally, anyway.
123, Stephen.
I'm sure there are plenty of you watching from overseas.
I would say these are the same darts
60. Tell me
as
require
today
138.
and the game he played against Shane McGuirk earlier. I will now do some
98,
investigation in
Stephen,
regards to
60.
if they're different from yesterday, maybe.
Game shot on the second.
Nothing
leg.
wrong with that.
Stephen Johnston.
And we're level once again. Before
The leg it's
this
Tom to
game
throw
started,
first. Game
we had 41 of a possible 42 legs.
135.
I suppose when you think about it, the fact that Johnston won 4-2 against McDonald, he spoiled the party.
83.
He stopped us from having 42 from 42.
100.
And as we were looking at the table at the start of this match, the leg difference makes for such tight reading.
41.
McDonald at -3 and +1 is the highest leg difference in this group. Yes, that's right.
134.
+1.
Now, this may be a bit of a
58.
camera illusion,
Tell me require 132.
but I think they might be different from yesterday's.
Interesting.
116.
He does that on 52. Sometimes he does his own thing, and
100.
it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense. But when you hit it, it makes a lot of sense. 2-1 lead for Lonsdale.
Fourth leg, it's
The last
Stevens
time he
to
was
throw
in a Group
first.
B,
Game
he scraped through to Saturday night by the skin of his teeth.
100.
He doesn't want to have to go through that again. There may even be a scenario
97.
where 8 points might not be enough in this group, but as things develop and the points are shared,
121.
that possibility might diminish.
125.
How has he got that in there?
Well, that's the advantage of the longer points, isn't it? It just moves the barrel a little bit further away from the board.
121.
And just allows you to get that tighter grouping. Think of a player who uses long points. Some of the longest points out there.
84.
Also uses some of the thickest barrels. Ryan Searle. You would never be able to hit 180s the way he does if he used a standard point.
That's true.
100.
What he did in Belgium last month, it was ridiculous.
42.
Didn't even have his own darts, his own luggage, and he still put in 360 plus finishes to win a match against Joe Cullen.
Game's on the 4 flag.
But that's 2-2.
Stephen Johnston.
Strap yourselves in, everybody. We're going to go the distance again. I can feel it.
5th against Tom to throw first. Game on.
Tom does have a 2-1 lead in their head-to-head this week, winning by 4 legs to 3 and 4 legs to 2, respectively on Monday and Wednesday. But on Tuesday, Tom didn't play well. And Johnston took full advantage, winning 4-0.
$93. 140.
And Lonsdale's left one of your favourite numbers, Matt.
60.
Numbers that you can't hit a maximum and leave a finish. That's going to be a rolling topic for the rest of this season, I promise you. Until people start getting the message.
60. Stephen and require 161. $97.
He never hangs around, does he? He's got so much energy. And when it comes to playing 4, 5, 6 days in the week, I don't think Johnston suffers any day with tiredness. He's got so much inbuilt energy.
24. Tommy require 107.
Our biggest finish of the week so far is 156 from Joe Croft. And that finish today,
Stephen require
it got him going.
Game on the 5th flag. Stephen Johnston.
Are we going to go the distance in this one again? Stevie Johnston is hoping not, because if he holds here for the second consecutive game, he will win in 6 legs, not 7.
Well, there's one thing for sure, isn't there? People that like to back on the over-under market, if they've been going over tonight, they'd have won on every single game so far.
86.
And just remember, everybody, at this late hour domestically and wherever you are around the world, over 18s only.
140.
Gamble responsibly and gambleaware.org for more information.
58. $26.
I always think it's quite respectable of the referee to almost lower their tone when they say 26.
40.
There's not a dart player in the world that isn't just a little embarrassed when they get 26. That's right, they're human.
95.
But you never dwell on it, you just move on. And look at what he's got after 12, even though he's hit 26 in this leg.
177.
Only a maximum visit there for Tom Lonsdale would have got him down to a finish, and he found it.
71.
But that is a match start gone. If Lonsdale takes this, it will be Herculean. Looks like it may be 2-2 in their head-to-head. Moving into Friday. It's already Friday.
Game,
But it is
shut and
2-2.
the match. Stephen
And the
Johnston.
Scotsman is on 4 points. And Lonsdale will have to stay on 2 for now, which means as we go past Game 7, he's going to be outside the top 3 for now with 1 game to go. He's got McDonald in the last game and he'll have to wait 2 more matches before he comes back. As for that man there, he's done his job and he comes back against Big Baby in Game 9. But before that, it's going to be the end of the night for McGuirk. Can he finish with a win? Three games to go in Group B on the first night of action here in Portsmouth for Week 4. So as we go into the early hours, it's time for the Punisher to go into overtime because he hasn't got any points yet, but he has got 2 games to go. Maybe he can finish off Shane McGuirk for the night and he'll have a crack at Lonsdale in Game 10. He hasn't played badly tonight, Shaun McDonald, but he's the one who's been punished.
First leg, it's Shane to throw first. Game on.
Where will McGuirk finish? He's going to feel confident coming into this one because in Game 6, finishing that job against Lipscombe, that was
45.
why we regard him so highly.
2 fantastic back-to-back legs, wasn't it? Adam Lipscombe did his part. He did his role. He did everything he could to hold on to the darts. It's just McGuirk found that extra bit.
140.
12 darts and he was down to a simple 2-darter, Adam Lipscombe. Literally a textbook hold of throw. It seemed to be, but
140.
McGuirk had other ideas.
$95.
Thank you for using the word literally correctly there. It's one of the words that's used too much these days and incorrectly.
Literally.
140.
It's a bit of a running joke between myself and another commentator. What do you make of the change of pace
96.
for McDonald? Because when he started coming to us in Southampton and when he's played here before, he was a lot slower than this.
I think you need it. I think you need a bit of rhythm. And I think it's proven when you look at the top 16 players, the top 32 players in the world, they all play with a bit of freedom and pace. Very rare now do we ever see a player come through who actually plays the game slower. And that's one of the things that have evolved in the game.
Shane doesn't hang around. But I bet this change
44.
for McDonald took a little bit of time to get
78.
used to. This conscious change, we will find out over the next 18 months whether it is something that will work or not. Double 10.
68. Shane McGuirk, 110.
It's been a messy leg so far for Shane. He's only scored 66 points with his last 2 visits.
38.
And it started so well.
Required 10.
What a lovely marker that is. Make that 2.
No score.
Come on. How on earth did that miss?
72.
Somebody get VAR. If you're going to make Shaun feel bad, hit the bull.
47. Shaun
Fair to say that Shane is a little bit disgusted with how the end of this leg has gone.
No score.
Double the disgust.
Shane McGuirk, 25.
A messy start to game 8.
Game
And
shot
8 points
there.
with the last dart gives Shane McGuirk the lead.
Second leg, it's Shaun to throw first. Game on.
Never mind a game of 2 halves. That was a leg of 2 halves.
100.
He didn't seem to shake it off for quite some time there. McGuirk quite animated at the back of the stage. Probably wondering, where's that form gone when he walked off the stage at
62.
the last leg, or the last match?
Hasn't really had a big break either. Probably around 20 minutes. But when you say shake it off, I'm not sure he's a Taylor Swift fan. What kind of music do you think McGuirk's into? You look at him and you think, I wonder what he likes.
100.
I reckon he's going to either be on like 2 ends of the spectrum. I reckon he's like 90s pop boy bands or reggae.
60.
If you'd like to pick a more random answer, that'd be great. So what you're saying is, he likes a bit of Shaggy and a bit of Westlife. I'm not really sure how those two come together.
Be a great collaboration though, wouldn't it?
That'd be an interesting one.
43.
He's not very old. He's late 20s, so
139.
it's probably not for me to speculate. I bet Shaun likes a bit of good old Scottish music. Nearly 40 years of age. Maybe a little bit of Britpop.
99.
Likes a bit of
Shane
Delamitri
McGuirk,
or Runrig.
160.
I bet he likes 117 checkouts even more, though.
117.
Yeah, I do like the assumptions game, but I think that one's a safe assumption here, the 117 finish, but it's not going to go. McGuirk,
57.
chance to double the lead
Shane,
and to
you
take the
require
darts
60.
away from McDonald.
20.
Oh boy, not again. Just like the double fives
Shaun,
that
you
McDonald
require
missed.
60.
Right on the wire. And Shaun eyes up the same shot.
40.
And he can't find it either.
Shane and McGuirk, 40.
They are both struggling.
No score.
Not again.
Shaun, you require 20.
McGuirk looking at the board as if it hasn't sent him a Christmas card.
Game Shaun, the
McDonald
second.
does get over the line.
Shaun McDonald.
I never got a chance to do my assumption there on McDonald.
So they get Shane to throw first.
Go for it.
And I've got what I believe. I think this is the right answer, and I might even check with him tomorrow. I reckon he's got one of those, you know, those brown sort of ready
96.
leather chairs.
A Chesterfield.
I think he sits in that on an evening with a very small
100.
aged whiskey with ice, a cigar, and he listens to some Sinatra.
60.
Is he wearing a red smoking jacket as well? Swirling his brandy. Thinking about how he's going to conquer the world.
I reckon I'm quite close on some of those.
96.
You're making him sound like Monty Burns.
$58.
McDonald's on 305 again, like he was earlier on. But because McGuirk is not in the distance, that's why he started on the 20s.
100.
I'm okay with that. Because it still means that McGuirk needs 2 trebles to get to a finish.
100.
So that calculated gamble mid-leg has paid off.
He did it his way, didn't he?
51.
I see what you did there. That would make for a really
59.
good game of commentary bingo, wouldn't
Shaun
it? Frank
McGuirk,
Sinatra songs.
154.
Does he use the 25 at the end?
59.
He could have done to trim
Shane
it down
McGuirk, 128.
to something a little more gettable. This game is a war of attrition.
92. Shaun
The
McGuirk,
standard hasn't been
95.
great. It's about who gets over the line. It is paramount for McDonald that he hits shots like this. Because he's the one at the foot of the table.
75.
Chance for McGuirk then.
Shane, you require 36.
Are we going to see someone take a leg? Without many misses at the start. There we go. That's what it's like.
Shane McGuirk.
Working very hard to try and walk away from tonight with 6 points.
Fourth leg, it's Shaun to throw first. Game on.
Yes, that's right, Shane. That's where your brain is. I'm almost fascinated to know what a dart player is thinking when they do that. Are they just tapping their head, or do they actually have something that they're trying to remember?
I think it's a signal to say concentrate.
190.
Is it something to do with the time of night as well? Because if you haven't played in a Group B before, playing at this time of night is rare.
140.
Shaun's done this a few times before at this time of night, so it's not alien to him. He hasn't done it in a while, though.
140.
Shane's done it before. We know that Johnston and Lipscombe have done it before, so nobody's alien to it.
100.
Sometimes if the
Jordan
tiredness
McGuire,
kicks in,
180.
you have to remind yourself to get that adrenaline moving.
Seems to be this part of legs
76.
that's just taking McDonald just a bit wayward, isn't it? When he's got to move around the board, and we know he hasn't been playing as frequently as he would like to have normally before coming here for a campaign, and that might be just where it's highlighting at the moment.
18.
Yeah, I
Shaun
see what you're saying.
32.
He's got time on this double 16.
Game shot on the 4 flag.
But things are
Shaun
starting
McDonald.
to churn in the quality department because the double 18 for McGuirk is
Delivered
found at the
Shane
first time
to
of
throw
asking.
first. Game.
And that double 16 was the same for Shaun.
$180.
Is he going to do it again? Is he going to find his best starts at the end of the match? McDonald is hoping not.
57.
Oh, I was getting excited
140.
again. Could have been for a third time tonight that he was 6 perfect into the 9. 180s tonight have not been a problem. Even though his best performance of the night actually yielded no maximums.
105.
In that 4-3 win for Lipscombe. Against Lipscombe, I do beg your pardon.
He's got all the time in the world here.
121. Shane
McDonald's a long way back.
76.
That was Louis Armstrong, by the way, not Frank Sinatra. And this is double 12.
Game
And that
shot
is
on
a
the
12
fifth
darter,
flag.
not for the first time
Shane
tonight.
McGuirk.
And this time he's not pointing to his head. He's hitting
Shaun
it.
to throw first. Game on.
That's your eye. You may not want to dig too deep into that eye socket, Shane. You've got to use it to
81.
play for the next, possibly, 2.5 minutes.
$100. $81.
It's amazing how you can have such a barren spell on that treble 20 and then
59.
a player like Shane can just turn it on. But he might not know why.
There it is again. 3-4-2. One treble. Use the 19s. 180. Ineffective to leave the finish.
What are we going to have to do
93.
to get through to these players about this?
Keep mentioning it. I'm taking responsibility to point out the issue.
43.
Switch to the 17s with that last start. With left 3-4-4. 180 leaves you a finish. The big thing is being 9 darts away because you start 9 darts away.
89.
McGuirk has got a great chance now
140.
to finish his night with fireworks.
160.
Not to be.
65. Shaun requiring
But if
56.
McDonald slips up, there's an easier chance waiting. Double 10 to save it.
46.
What does McGuirk do now?
Shane, you require
19s
95.
or 25? More 19s? 2 more? And that is the end of his night.
Shot and the match.
I suppose you can
Shane
classify that as
McGuirk.
fireworks. And that is a very large tongue, Mr. McGuirk. You've got every single right to feel happy with the way you played tonight. You played some great stuff and finished with a belter of a finish. He is so pleased. Well done, Shane. 6 points for you. We will see you on Friday night, so go and get yourself some rest. He's done. Johnston and Lipscombe are coming up next. Penultimate game coming your way right now here at the Modus Super Series. We've seen a double day of darts today, and we've got a double dose of games left. So Johnston, who has 4 points to his name, will now take on Lipscombe, who also has 4 points to his name. So someone is going to walk away from tonight with the same points as Shane McGuirk, who has just given us a double-double finish to finish off Shaun McDonald in his penultimate match. He's still got one left against Lonsdale.
Stephen to throw first. Game
But
on.
whoever finishes this one off, Matt, they're going to be in a very good position come Friday night.
100.
And on the balance of play, you wouldn't know which way this game's going to go. Kind of like all our games this evening, I think you'd be very, very brave if you was
140.
taking a bit of a punt or making any sort of strong suggestion that any of these guys are going to come out with the win.
83.
I think that's fair. The only guarantee tonight is that games are going at least 6 legs.
I think that should be, or would have been, probably the advice and the tip tonight, rather than looking at the head-to-head markets. You're looking at all these games being
100.
tight and close, and if that was what you thought, you'd have won on every one of the 8 games so far.
125.
And the only reason that Lipscombe lost to McGuirk in Game 6 is because McGuirk was so good towards the end. He
24.
didn't do much wrong at all.
Adam, you require 156.
If he continues to play that well, he stands a very good chance of walking away with 3 wins from
40.
4.
$100. Adam, you require 116.
4 19s for tops.
96.
That double
Stevie
top
require
bed
94.
tonight, it's evaded most of Adam's efforts.
78. Adam, you require
This is usually
20.
the time of the night or the time of the day where Stephen tries to empty the tank.
Game shot in the first leg.
He's going to need some of that fuel that's left. He's lost his throw immediately.
Second leg, it's Adam to throw first. Game on.
Of all of the players in this region now,
180.
do people get more excited about Lipscombe than anybody else? Or should we maybe
78.
talk about Jimmy Van Schie and his Jimmy Army?
Van Velzen brought a few over with him as well, didn't he?
140.
Despite the problem of geography being in the way.
That's the really weird thing, isn't it? Because when Jimmy Van Schie's here, it's actually local people that have got behind him.
137.
I think that's because everywhere Jimmy Van Schie's been is kind of been involved in some sort of party somewhere.
45.
Self admits that maybe he focused too much on the party rather than the darts and has since made that transition. And he's transitioned quite well to be a dart player.
60. Adam, you require
He's a
136.
two-time weekly winner. But what would Adam give to win in this building in front of everybody he knows?
46.
Can you imagine that happening? This place would be bouncing.
100.
Got to get there
Adam,
first.
require 90.
And this week he's looking for his third Saturday night.
50. Stephen, you require 126.
This is not a slow game. It's very rapid. Double six.
114. Adam, you require 40.
Again, he misses tops.
30.
If
Stephen,
I were to
you
give him some
require
advice
12.
for practice before tonight's play, spend 15 minutes on tops and just stop missing it low.
Game
Because it's
shot in the
cost him
second
leg
leg.
2.
Stephen Johnston.
We've seen
Third leg,
that
it's
reaction
Stephen to throw first.
in Group A from
Game on.
Stephen Johnson, where he throws his arms out to the side and he's almost wondering where it's been, but then kicks in immediately after.
60. $45.
I wouldn't want to run into either of these guys at speed, by the way. They've got very different builds, but you can tell that
100.
Stevie's made of pretty tough stuff.
$100. 140.
If you lose this game and you got 4 points, how are you feeling going into night
55.
2?
I think because you've lost the last game, you're going to be disappointed. But I think a 50% return in this group is going to be more than enough to get you through to Saturday, which ultimately is Plan A.
If we just turn the heat up on that question a little bit,
45.
if
Stephen
Lipscombe
requires
walks away with
61.
4 points after winning his first 2,
Game
how
shot
does
in the
he
third
feel?
leg.
Because he's
Stephen
gone
Johnston.
from leading this game to being
Well,
behind.
It's Adam to throw first. Game on.
I think the thought
137.
processes and the way that you feel leading into the second night, it's so different if you win your last 2 games of the first night compared to the first 2 of the
140.
opening night. There are people out there who don't believe in sporting momentum, but there are a lot of people who
95.
do believe in it. I believe in it because I have experienced round-robin darts many, many times.
43.
And I think when you win is important for how you feel.
99.
Yeah, and I mean, you can simplify things. Like, I try to all the time when I'm sat here, and I suggest that ideally you look at it and you go,
140.
Group C,
And I mean,
14
like,
points, okay, it doesn't matter
170.
where my losses come as long as I win 7. So even if you lose your first 3, you're still on target. So it's a
83.
case of not panicking and reading the league table. But you do get drawn into, well, look at the positions now. This player's playing in this position. Could lose a couple of points
140.
here.
And I mean, require
You
87.
do. You try and read the table situation.
65.
Adam slipped outside the
Stephen required
17 there,
38.
meaning that he couldn't recover. Just the one double 19 now.
Game
And there it
number
is.
4 flag. Stephen Johnston.
Are we going to have a game that only lasts 5 legs?
If they get Stephen to throw first. Game on.
We've got somebody in our YouTube chat tonight calling him Lippy. Where I come from, that's an insult.
30.
That's what my teachers used to call some of my friends. You're being a bit lippy.
137.
I think my missus uses that in terms of an item of her
70.
makeup.
$41. $41.
One of the reasons why these two guys are so competitive is because of where they come from. The Hampshire scene right now is so buoyant. So many players who gravitate towards this area to get better.
140.
People come over from Wiltshire and West Sussex, Berkshire. All in the
89.
quest
Enemy
to
required
improve. And the
83.
same is going on in Scotland.
Game
That is a
number
really
5
good
flag.
checkout.
Adam Lipscombe.
It keeps the
Six
trend
leg,
of
it's Adams
everything
to
going
throw
at least
first.
6 legs tonight.
Game on.
And as things go on, the more you worry for Shaun McDonald, his leg difference at -5, if that continues to decrease, he's going to be cut adrift.
140.
Especially if he loses to Lonsdale in the final match. Someone goes to 6 points
45.
in this one. If Lonsdale beats McDonald, that means he will be 4 points adrift overnight.
28.
Definitely not out of it, but with so much more work to do than everybody else.
$100.
I think these guys are going to sleep well tonight. They've all played
36.
some long matches.
But this was a bit of a pattern, wasn't it, in Group A with Stephen Johnston? He raced into a
100.
lead. It was on the match darts where he started just to take the foot off the gas, but he's doing it here in the scoring phase.
85. $60.
He definitely wanted more than that.
81. Adam, you require 136.
Johnston's going to have a chance to finish
45.
his night off in the same
Stephen,
sort of
require
vein as Shaun McGuirk.
131.
Can he do it with tops and tops?
54.
He couldn't get the
Adam
first one.
191.
And then the last start has made the next possible shot just a little more difficult. Treble 19 needed for Adam.
36.
Well, this is a little bit more difficult than he wanted.
177.
But 2 singles will give him a match start. He's done very, very well. The Scotsman is going into Friday night with 6 points, just like Shane McGuirk. He came in fancied by the odds compilers, fancied by myself and Matthew Edgar, and he's done an exceptional job after losing his first game against McGuirk. He's won his next 3, and he's going to be a very happy Scotsman as he finishes up here tonight. Lipscombe is going to have to settle for 4 points. McDonald has got one more chance to get points, and he's up against Lonsdale next.
Next year, when that decision needs to be made, he's going to be 49. 1 year shy of the age of the seniors.
A very viable option. 2 players who are around that age. Well, what did he say about the 9?
Will we get the 141? Will the promise come true? Double 12.
Shot and the match.
Steve West has won the match with a 9 dart.
Harrison has kicked off the last leg in perfect style.
It's everything, really. Oh, he's timing this well again.
180.
With a 9-darter, treble 19. Treble 15 leads double 18. Franchise Harrison to win the game in perfect style.
Hauled himself out of it.
Yeah, it was something that Henry actually said in jest that I was quoted as saying Jared Cole is one of the most, sounds a bit fishy, blended on my grandpa Mark Salmon.
Do you? On a 177 and a 180. He's on a potential 9-darter.
Come on, Jared. Yes, you beauty!
Nice and high, and has now got the game back into his
100
own destination, and wow, the momentum is with him. Here we go.
108.
I wouldn't have said it. Don't jinx it. Yes. Yes! Double 12! Yes! Get in there, Lee Cock!
Well, I think it's fair to say that the blue touch paper has been well and truly lit.
108.
6th max of the match. Oh, hang about. Hang about. It's getting ridiculous now. Can Tommy Leishman give us back-to-back 9-darters in back-to-back games? He could, you know. He could, you know. Goodness gracious me!
Tommy Leishman.
Back-to-back 9-darters!
Final game of the double session here on Thursday into Friday morning then. And one more chance for Shaun McDonald to find himself on points ahead of playing Tom Lonsdale at around about 10 o'clock on Friday night, where he will kickstart, he hopes, a very good climax to his campaign to make Saturday. But here is the crux of this best-of-7 match. If he does lose, he will be 4 points behind everybody at least. McGuirk and Johnston, 6 points. Lipscombe 4. Lonsdale, if he gets 4. McDonald is on a raft in the middle of the ocean and there's nobody around.
Now, we do have the
59
Warburton rule. However,
is that what it's called now?
It is. The problem with that is
81.
1 week, 1 scenario that we can use as an example just to paint the picture of hope to the player who finishes bottom of the table in
96.
2 years and 1 month's worth of play.
Certain situations don't happen very often like that. But they are memorable. Tonight, McDonald
59.
has lost 3 tight games, averaging 88, 85, and 79.
140.
He has somewhat regressed with every game he's played a little bit. If it happens again, you've got to say that Lonsdale's going to have him for
58.
dinner.
Tom, you require 140.
Or should we say a midnight snack? A nice, safe third dart there from Tom. And if he walks away with a win in this one, he could well
95.
be finishing third for the night and putting Adam Lipscombe in 4th position before we come back.
Game on the first.
It's a strong start.
Tom Lonsdale.
It's an immediate break of throw. And my biggest fear
Tom to throw first.
when it comes to these format of groups for Tom is that he sometimes tails off towards the end. Not so much in that first leg, though.
80. $134. $28.
The way that Tom gets into a promotional position overnight is if he wins by 4 legs to 2 or better.
35.
If he gets to 4-3 up, he will have the same points as Lipscombe,
23.
the same leg difference, and the same legs won.
Well, just look at those 6 starts there for Tom Lonsdale.
6.
Breaks the throw of McDonald and has 28 and follows it with a 23.
115.
Nobody ever said darts was easy. As soon as one leg is over and you start the next one, some people really struggle to go from leg to leg. Not everybody can be Stephen Bunting. Playing day in, day out, averaging
59.
high 90s and making 3 finals. But unfortunately for Stephen, over the last few days, he hasn't won a title. But boy, oh boy, has he pushed some of the best in the world. Nyman, Dobie
60.
and Humphreys have beaten him in finals the last 3 days.
$96. Shaun have required 52.
Double top for Shaun.
Game shot.
Much
the
welcomed.
second leg. Shaun McDonald.
Yes or no answer, Matt? Are we going to get at least 6 legs in this one as well?
Game on.
Yes. I think like a bit of
96.
definitiveness. Is that a word? Definitiveness?
Well, I'm just marvelling in the fact that I asked you a yes or no question and you actually said yes or no.
135.
The usual response I get in this commentary box is somewhat political. There's a lovely balance with the way that Shaun's darts go in the board. There's no doubting when the dart hits the board where it's going to stay. There's no wobble.
140.
We saw with Jim Myers' darts over the last few days that when it came to the end of a session, they would just wobble a little bit more. But there's a lovely balance with the ones he's using here, the Scotsman.
99.
Even sometimes with Tom, there's a little bit of a shake when they hit the
59.
board, because they do lean a little bit to the right-hand side.
That's
very good.
140. Tommy McGuirk, 160.
Lonsdale has not played poorly in this leg. Does he finish it? With fireworks.
140.
Now you saw that dart leaning to the right-hand side. It was on line until the last 12 inches. Where's this going? Not in.
48. Tommy McGuirk, 25.
Next door to double 11 is Tom's
Game's
target,
on
and
the
he
third
takes the
day.
lead
Tom
again.
Lonsdale. Fourth against Tom to throw first. Game on.
Tom playing in his 19th game of the week.
134.
And as far as his energy levels are concerned, he looks pretty good.
I was just about to say he's played every game with the same level of intent
100.
and intensity, hasn't he? Which is testament to him and his character. I know when I certainly was playing these full weeks, by this point,
140.
was starting to lag a little bit. Tom Lonsdale, no issues whatsoever. If anything, he's getting a little bit stronger.
61.
And he can't have another game after this because we haven't got any opponents left for him. So make this one count, Tom. That's what I'd say.
57.
Would be rather funny if somebody knocked at the door and said, I'll play him. Sorry, it doesn't work that way.
85. Tommy McGuirk, 170.
Another great first start. The second isn't bad. Still waiting for that first 170 of the week. One of the best attempts we've seen.
He didn't need to attempt it, but what we've learned from Tom Lonsdale this week is he's going to go for whatever shot he's left on.
Tommy McGuirk, 25.
2 8s. For a 2-leg buffer.
9.
They are
Shaun
right on the
McGuirk,
wire. Well thrown
154.
darts there for Tom Lonsdale with no reward.
Speaking of no reward, McDonald in the previous game with McGuirk.
38. Tommy McGuirk,
Remember those
16.
double 5 shots? If one of those landed, oh, how different that game could have been.
Game show.
There's some authority in that dart.
Tom Lonsdale.
A 3-1 lead for Lonsdale, and this could be the only game that doesn't go 6
Shaun
legs
to throw
tonight.
First. Game on.
If Tom wins this leg, he's got 4 points. And he will take his leg difference
57.
out of the negative column. He looks on course to be third overnight.
58. $60.
The demeanour of McDonald is starting to change. If he does go on to lose this fixture, so much pressure on him
57.
in 2 of the first 3 games on Friday night, because if he loses those again, he's going to be gone.
140. $100.
Just remember that we are going to be coming back on Friday at 1 o'clock local time to finalise Group C. Kai Gotthard with 10
56.
points and a fabulous Thursday. Spurred on by his lucky charm from his daughter.
140.
I think that lucky charm's going to be coming back. He gets a couple of wins at the start of Friday. He's going to be very, very happy.
140. Tommy McGuirk, 146.
Stay there. I was just going to remark, last week, Bram van Dijk
76.
finished
Shaun McGuirk,
a
48.
Group B session with a 170. Double 10 to stay in it.
38.
He doesn't like
Tommy
it.
requires 70.
And I don't blame him. Are we finishing on the bull?
45.
I
Shaun
haven't
requires
seen many
10.
bull finishes this week.
Game shot on the 5th leg. Shaun
Well,
McDonald.
there's that double 5 that he missed in the previous game. Oh, how things may have been different
6th leg, it's
had he
John
found
to
it on
throw
that
first.
occasion. And the ripple effect. What would it have done? We can only speculate.
46.
Well, Lonsdale's opened the door here. He's come up dry on the opening visit, and McDonald finds it with the last start. Big last start. Lonsdale doesn't have too much of a cushion in
96.
regards to the league table here. A lot is riding on this game for Tom Lonsdale.
I wonder what the price was for every game to go
82.
a minimum of 6 legs tonight.
Would have been a good accumulator, wouldn't it?
93.
Good use of the 19s there from Shaun. Tom might need them as well. Oh, Tom.
97.
You went to the 19s 1 dart too late, didn't you? They are the mistakes you can't afford to make.
140.
See? Shaun's on a finish, and if you'd gone to the 19s 1 dart sooner, you would have been as well.
But what a quality setup and what a quality leg for McDonald, who's
81.
bottom of the
Shaun
table on
McGuirk,
0
40.
points. He was 3-1 down in this game, and he has clawed it back. And he
Game's on the
now
sixth
has the
leg.
advantage of
Shaun
throw in
McDonald.
the last leg. An opportunity for him to leave here with a
7
couple of points.
from final leg, it's Shaun
And
to
make
throw
sure
first.
that he's not cut adrift
Game
at the
on.
bottom by 4.
A win for McDonald. And just imagine how important the
100.
first game is on Friday night. That would ensure that Lipscombe's got company on 4 points before he even plays.
97.
This is going to be our 6th 4-3 of the night.
57.
It is the most popular result of the week. Just going to show how tight it is between our competitors and how open it is overall.
96.
14 4-3s today. Amazing. From 25 matches.
39.
What's that? He says, as he has just offered an opportunity after doing all the hard work. Oh, he stayed there.
140.
He stayed.
Well, that one was neither here nor there. He's tried a few different tactics on the 305
68.
tonight. I think on one occasion he's got what he wanted.
100.
As far as Lonsdale's concerned, this is not bad.
$130.
Can he finish the job?
Tommy requires 68.
Double 16.
36.
This will be some
Shaun
pick
require 103.
from Shaun. If he can just find one more big trouble and nick the game, the narrative for Friday night is very different. Double 18.
85.
You got a chance?
Tommy require 32.
2 doubles.
16.
He can't find the second one.
Shaun require 18.
An unexpected reprieve for the Punisher. And he does take advantage of it.
Shot and the match.
So when they play the
Shaun
first game of
McDonald.
Friday night, they're going to be tied on 2 points. McDonald will stay at the foot of the table, but a fascinating night's play has come to an end with a lot of 4-3s and a smattering of 4-2s. We'll take a short break, but when we come back, myself and Primetime will bring an end to proceedings.
Welcome back to the party in Portsmouth here at the Modus Live Lounge.
And he was right.
Van Velzen's had opportunity, but it's Steve West that takes his opportunity.
Does he get one this time? The jury's out. Is the double in? Listen to that! And Jimmy Van Ski is still alive! He's made it! And Marvin Van Velzen!
Jimmy Van Ski probably felt he's already been out already tonight. Surely not again. Oh, Jimmy! It's a wry smile. What a finish! What a man! What a response!
Of the 5-time weekly champion. It's Jimmy Van Ski who makes the final! Are we, Jimmy? You bet we are! One leg to see who the champ is. Yes, he can! Marvin is the man! Marvin Van Velzen! Well, that was fun, wasn't it? 10 games. Everything went a minimum of 6 legs. Matt, what did you think of that?
I thought it was everything we expected it to be, wasn't it? We expected it to be tight. We expected it to be tense. We expected everyone to still be in with an opportunity. We expected no one to be clear. And everything has played to type.
Well, let's have a look at the results and see what has transpired this evening. Lots of 4-3s to start and a really buoyant start for Adam Lipscombe. But by the end, he's only walked away with 4 points. And he's now got 2 players behind him because McDonald with a very, very key win at the end there.
I think he's going to be disappointed, Adam Lipscombe, because he started so well, didn't he? Picking up those 2 wins. But there was only by the 4-3. We did say at the half-time break that maybe he needed to find something a little bit more because he's won those last leg shootouts and you're not always going to win in those sort of situations. He'll be disappointed with 4 points, but he's well and truly in the mix is the main thing. But as you said, if he looks at that sort of scoreboard pressure, someone's going to be joining him on 4 points. That is a guarantee before he even gets another opportunity to throw.
Stevie Johnston finished on 22 points in Group A. He's come into this group with a defeat in his first game. And then he's finished with 3 straight victories against some really tough opponents. He's going to be pretty happy.
Yeah, fair play to him. You know, it's a hard blow to take when you get so close to qualifying through Group A and then you got to come back and start at 0. Then you lose the opening game. It's easy to fall apart in that situation, especially when you've had that time zone change from the morning shift to the evening. It's a hard switch to make. So Stevie Johnston has really shown us some good stuff this week. Shown us a lot of character. We said intensity, but I think they're 2 words that really have defined him tonight.
Has Shaun McGuirk had the most eventful night, considering the 180s that he had, 3 in a row at one point? But the way he ended, this will make him feel very good.
Well, you can pick out the 7 180s he hit in a game and a half at the start of the night and say that was impressive, but it was digging deep again that was impressive for Shaun McGuirk. We've seen players tonight sort of back themselves into a corner in games and then come out swinging. And Shaun McGuirk was delighted when he walked off the stage, and rightly so. He will look at this group and he will see that everyone's beating each other. We've predicted potentially 6 points is enough for this. Shaun McGuirk's been here enough times to suggest that he probably believes he only needs 1 win tomorrow night, and that'll probably be enough.
Well, let's have a look at the table and see what we've got ahead of Friday night's play. Stevie Johnston, he's at the top on 6 points with the healthiest leg difference over Shaun McGuirk. Adam Lipscombe, 4 points. Is he going to be feeling good? Tom Lonsdale? What do you think about the bottom three?
I think Lonsdale's had an opportunity here to give himself a bit of a cushion to effectively eliminate Shaun McDonald. It wouldn't have mathematically done it, but we can only draw on that one experience of Mike Warburton, of someone that sort of turned it around to that degree. So Lonsdale's probably going to leave it disappointed. I certainly would if I was in his position, thinking I could have driven home that advantage at the end. I could have put myself level in Lipscombe. Instead, he's drawn into a battle now where tomorrow he's going to be a chaser.
Well, that's 50% of Group B done, and we've also got 50% of Group C done. So if you want to see the other 50% of those matches, you better join us on Friday. We're going to start at 1 p.m. on Friday afternoon to see if Kai Gotthard can win Group C. He's in a very, very healthy position, as is Stevie Johnston at the top of Group B. But if you like your darts in a double dose, join us back here on Friday night at the Modus Super Series. We'll be back. We hope you are too. It's us signing out for now. Good night.